on the sideline after the Lions went up 21-14. And in their next 8 possessions, the Lions had 136 total yards. I would call that the key point in the game.
I think he laid his hands upon them with great vengeance, as Samuel Jackson said in Pulp Fiction. Would you agree?
I would agree. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, joyous Kwanzaa. The final score tonight in Arlington, Dallas 42, Detroit 21.
This has been a production of the Dallas Cowboys Football Club. How about them Cowboys? All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written permission of the Dallas Cowboys is prohibited. Today's game on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network was brought to you by
UPS, delivery of the game. Geico, 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Blue Casey, the official bootmaker of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Pepsi, all for the Cowboys. And by Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys.
Today's game was also brought to you by
Belk, the official style destination of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Ford, visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. Elephant Auto Insurance. More care, less cost. Discover the elephant difference at elephant.com. Texaco. Texaco with Techron. Driving performance. And by Goody Goody. Low prices on fine wine, craft beer, and premium liquor. Goody Goody, toast of the town.
Hey, Cowboys fans. Did you know that over the next few years, more than 1 million service members will transition from military to civilian life? Veterans face unique challenges when they get out of the military, and Bank of America and the Dallas Cowboys are teaming up to help with financial education, career opportunities, and support of military nonprofits and organizations locally in North Texas and across the country. We're proud to support our troops and are deeply grateful for the dedication and sacrifice of our service members and veterans. Bank of America, official bank of the Dallas Cowboys, invites you to join us in our efforts to get involved by tagging game day photos on social media using hashtag TroopThanks. That's hashtag TroopThanks. And by learning more about our commitment to veterans at bankofamerica.com/military support. Together, we can thank our troops in ways that make a real difference.
Copyright 2016, Bank of America Corporation.
This holiday season, Miller Lite would like to remind you that you can either bring one gift to the party, or you can bring 6. 6 great-tasting, less filling Miller Lites. Happy holidays from Miller Lite. Copyright 2016 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. With great beer comes great responsibility. Per 12-ounce Miller Lite has 96 calories, 3.2 grams carbs, 1 gram protein, and 0 grams fat.
Be a hero and take the family on the best vacation ever. #1 award-winning Maraval Residences Luxury Resort in Nuevo Vallarta. The only luxury all-inclusive resort featuring modern, spacious 1 to 4 bedroom residences. Also included is unlimited gourmet international dining, free tours, golf, a VIP full-service beach club, and 5-star service. At Maraval Residences Luxury Resort, it's a world apart in a class by itself. Visit MaravalResidences.com.
This is the Dallas Cowboys Pepsi postgame show. Now, here's Gavin Dawson, Mike Bassick, and Jesse Holly.
Welcome into the Miller Lite Club inside AT&T Stadium, where the Cowboys win again 42-21 over the Lions this evening, and they are now 13-2 on the year with 1 game to go. We're going to hear the Jason Garrett press conference here in a few minutes. We'll hear from Dak, and then we'll get Cowboy locker room audio for you. Mike Fisher and Chris Arnold are working that locker room, and it should be, once again, a very happy Cowboy locker room as they got a win. And tonight it was a great win. I think it was good for the Cowboy spirit to sort of get a blowout victory. And after things have been going great, obviously, but the wins haven't been clean. Well, by God, about halfway through the second quarter all the way until the end of the game, it was a clean performance tonight.
I remember having a call last week, somebody saying, a Cowboys fan saying, I could be worried about the Cowboys in the playoffs in a shootout. Well, there's a team that just scored 21 points their first 3 possessions, and the Cowboys offense said, okay, we're going to put up 42 points, and they probably could have put up more if the game was close. they would have kept driving the ball. And so I think for Cowboy fans worried about shootout games, I think the Cowboys just showed, do we need to score 50? We'll score 50 if we need to.
And the defense answered the bell as well. You know, they were really back on their heels and something major changed. It'll be interesting to start hearing from some of those guys and have them put it into words. What was it from your perspective, Jesse Hawley?
No, I mean, we got the call that Sean Lee kind of went to the sideline, said a couple of expletives to his teammates to get those guys woken up and revved up and ready to play. And they came out and played energized and enthusiastic defense. They were like they were sleepwalking. They had nothing to play for early in that football game. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what Sean Lee said to them or what he done to them on the sideline, but they came out a changed football team, and it looked that way, and they played well.
What other sport does that work? I know I played baseball, and you got to play basketball and football. I feel like in the middle of a game, if you can't stop a team or stop something, usually a speech isn't going to help. But in football, it seems to help.
I think football and basketball, I think a good speech in football and basketball can kind of get you locked in and get you refocused and have you going out there playing like you're supposed to play. I don't know how baseball works. I know baseball is a really big mental game. But football and basketball, you can give a rah-rah speech and get guys going.
So do you think they were kind of overlooking the opponent coming into the game, or do you think they were thinking, well, you know, maybe they were having a hard time getting motivated themselves, finding themselves for the first time in this situation for a lot of their careers?
Well, one thing that they did, here's two things. One, the rotation was kind of messed up a little bit. When you got Thornton out and you had Crawford out, so your rotation is a little bit mixed up. Two, they did something that's given the Cowboys trouble all year long. They ran a lot of inside trap plays. That means that you'll let a guy free, come across and trap him, and now you have the ability to get guys on the second level for blocking. And so we saw that earlier a lot in the football game where they were doing a lot of counters, a lot of trap blocks inside, and Zenner was getting that right up the middle of the gut. For a ton of yards.
I heard you in the pregame going, you got to watch out for this Zach Zenner. He might go for 250 on the ground tonight.
I didn't say that, but, the way it started out, it looked like he was going there. But, shoot, the Lions stopped going to him. But what they were doing was they were doing a lot of trap blocking inside. And the Cowboys aren't really stout inside. They don't have a lot of big guys inside who can, clog that middle up and make you double team those guys. So when they let a free guy go, bring that guard or that tight end in to trap that block, and now the back is up to the second level already. So that they were doing that a lot early in the game. They adjusted. They figured out a way to stop it. And you know what? It worked. They only had 90 yards rushing as a team, the Detroit Lions, and they had about 70 of it in the first half.
Is that why the Lions went away from it, because the Cowboys adjusted? Or do teams just get scared when the Cowboys start scoring and go away from the run? Because we've seen it all season long.
I think they understand that you're not going to have many possession when it comes to the Cowboys. So every time you get the ball, you got to be able to go out there and score. And so running the ball at that particular pace is something that they don't do well. Detroit's not a good running team. When they lost Theo Riddick early in the year to injury and Jork Bell, they're not a good running football team. So that's not their strength. Their strength is spread guys out, pass the ball, let Matthew Stafford use his arm, and move the ball down the field in chunks. So running the ball for them wasn't something they wanted to do on a regular basis anyway. They just had success doing it early on.
We'll hear the Jason Garrett press conference here in a few minutes, brought to you by Pepsi, all for the Cowboys. Some of the other storylines and performances in this game: Dez Bryant, the 4 catches and 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. But the touchdown toss to Jason Witten is probably the highlight of the night. It'll probably be the play of the game.
Yeah, that was fun to watch. You don't see too many plays like that coming from Jason Garrett. That was definitely a Scott Linehan call. But it was fun to see it, right? It was fun to see some excitement. It was fun to see Dez doing something different. Witten throwing up the X. That point right there in the game was like, you know what? We have things locked up. Let's have a little fun playing football. And they showcased that on that play right there.
It's like showtime. It's fun to watch when your team's clicking, especially offensively. I mean, it makes the game really fun to watch. I thought this was one of the most entertaining games of the year. Now, maybe Cowboy fans would disagree because it wasn't like the Philadelphia overtime game where you come back and tie it up and then win the game in overtime. But I had a lot of fun watching this game.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure was off, and then they started really clicking, and the defense started playing well, and you got the trick play in there. Yeah. Is there any part of you that thinks, why don't you save that for the playoffs, or is that just one of those that you think Jason Garrett would never run in a well, I don't know. He is getting more aggressive. What do you think about that idea of why break that out now?
I don't think he would run one in a playoff game, but it's good to know that he had it in the bag. So the next time you see Dez on a reverse, you got to think that he'll pass it. So now you make teams now have to kind of in the back of their mind game plan for something tricky. So even though you make another team, whoever you got to play, take time out of their schedule to game plan for something tricky. Even if they don't run it, now they're going to search to try to find trick plays that the Cowboys may have tried to run early in the year. That's time spent away from them doing normal stuff. But now you know that it's in the bag, so if Dez comes on a reverse, now as a defender, what do? Do I go and tackle him, or do I start looking around for Dez to be throwing the pass, and now he turns the corner, and you know when he turns the corner, it can get really exciting.
Dez sold the hell out of that play. I mean, he tucked it hard. He ran it hard at I believe it was a linebacker that was holding his position for a second and then attacked him. And as soon as he saw the linebacker attack, that's when he took the ball out of the tuck position and said, okay, we got ourselves a touchdown. But I thought it was one of the best sell jobs I've seen from a wide receiver. We'll see it happen in NFL games, and you're like, how did they not see it? He kind of slowed up. He started looking down the field. I thought Dez did a great job of selling it to the defense.
Better than Dontari Poe last night, or
the jump pass. Hey, the Tim Tebow works. It works in college, and it works for offensive or defensive guys.
Do you think Dez had the option when he came around that corner?
Yeah, I think he did. I think it was pass first, and if he was covered, either throw it out of the back of the end zone or tuck it and get what you can. But he played it lovely, and he was so confident in it. He threw it and was fading away right to the sideline like this is already a dime. It's going to be a touchdown. And, he had the hat trick today, 3 touchdowns for Dez Bryant today. And those people saying that they want to trade him.
Is there anything else you'd like to see from this team in maybe the first half of Week 17? I mean, it was a great performance tonight. I think you kind of checked all the boxes. You even got a great tackle from your punter, Chris Jones, on special teams.
Stay healthy. That's all I want to see next week. I want to see these teams stay healthy. I don't want to see any guy who is of some significance to this football team go out there and play next week and risk injuring something.
That's a great start to this conversation because Tyron Smith had to come out of the game for somewhat precautionary reasons, but also because his knee got banged up a little bit. Tyron Smith doesn't even suit out because you only have two healthy backup offensive linemen. And you'd like to make sure, and Frederick and Martin haven't been really that hurt in their career, haven't missed games. Tyron Smith looks like he needs to sit out the next game, but who else do you sit out, or do you play everybody else?
Now here's the biggest thing. When you talk about inactivating guys, right? So it's one thing to sit a guy. It's a whole other thing to inactivate him. You only get 7 of those spots. Only 7 inactive spots are available. So if that's the case, you got to be very cautious about who you do that to and who's not in uniform.
Let's go to the podium and hear from the coach, Jason Garrett.
Here we go.
Great. Congratulations.
Hold on, guys.
Doing great. Congratulations. And first of all, offensively, Jason, just fantastic game tonight, and the defense really got it together there after those first 3 scores.
I thought we did a good job maintaining our balance throughout the game on offense. For us, it starts with controlling the line of scrimmage and running the football and everything we got off of that, the play action game, the movement game, and also just the drop back game. And we didn't throw the ball that much in the game, but we were productive throwing it. Thought the guys did a really good job up front, quieting that defensive front down, and we're able to sustain drives and also make some big plays, both running and passing the football. Defensively, didn't look like ourselves at the outset of the ball game, but again, as the game wore on, did a better job slowing down the run, putting pressure on the quarterback. Did a good job getting off the field on 3rd down as the game wore on and not allowing them to sustain drives. So as the game wore on, the defensive performance looked a lot more like we've been playing for most of the year.
Talk about the focus of your team being able to put up a performance like this against a team that's really playing for the playoffs. They get in, they're in the playoffs. Their playoff fate is pretty much decided, and yet you have a performance like this.
Yeah, the biggest thing when you talk about that is the focus you have during the week of preparation. And the focus and the edge that we had throughout our practice week was really, really important. That's what allows you to play at a high level. And the guys came back to work after last week's game, and whatever potential distractions there were, guys were focused on what we needed to do each and every day to prepare and play the right way. And again, I thought our guys did a good job responding as this game wore on, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. One thing that needs to be noted, we had 7 defensive linemen in the game, and 2 of them go down, and one of them, tweaks his oblique. So we were down to 4 and 5 guys, and I thought our the guys up front did a good job digging deep and fighting. I thought Rod Marinelli and the defensive staff did a good job making some adjustments to allow us to function better in the second half, and players responded the right way. That was a big difference in the ball game.
You talked all week about playing to win and wanting to continue to fight. Why is that important?
Well, yeah, there's just one way to play. There's one way to practice, and there's one way to play. And you can't put different meaning on different competition. Like all of a sudden this is less important than that. That's not how we operate. And what we try to do each day is come in and be the best we can be. Best players, coaches, and football team that we can be in our preparation leading up to the ball game. You get 16 games over the course of a season. It's 3 hours each weekend to show people who you are. And that's what we try to do, be the best versions of ourselves. Tonight was not perfect by any means, but there was a lot of good competitive spirit, good fight that I think will serve us well going forward.
So that philosophy will not change next week as far as who plays and who doesn't against Philly?
We're focused on cleaning up this game and our preparation on Wednesday.
Jason, when y'all went up by 3 touchdowns there in the fourth quarter, did you give any thought to putting Romo in and letting Dak sit down the rest of the day?
Dak was going to play this game. We gave Darren McFadden more opportunities at the halfback position. We gave some of the receivers a chance. Tyron Smith was already out in the game, so Emmett Cleary was playing. One of the things you have to be mindful of when people talk about playing different guys, you don't have that many guys on your roster. So for the most part, you have 7 offensive linemen going into a game. The guys are going to play. And at certain positions, you can look at it and say, should we give this guy a chance or that guy a chance? But we wanted to play our guys tonight. We wanted to play well in all 3 phases.
Being a rookie is important for, Dak to play. And the most reps he can get just adds to that total for a guy who's still learning.
How many years has Des been lobbying to get the throw pass?
Well, nobody catches more balls than Des Bryant on the practice field before the game. He sets all-time records on a daily and weekly basis. And he's the guy that throws them back to the guy who's throwing it to him. So he's always tried to impress us with his throwing ability, and he can throw the football, and he's an outstanding athlete. And I thought Scott Linehan did a great job throughout this ball game, mixing the run and the pass, controlling the line of scrimmage with the run, but at different times giving our players opportunities to make big plays, and that was one of them.
Dak has 9 incompletions, I think, in the last 2 games. Is his accuracy, you've seen it all year, but does it still kind of surprise you that a guy can be this accurate, even throwing the ball down the field the way he did tonight?
I think the biggest thing is just his understanding of what we're trying to do, what the defenses are trying to do to him, and his decision making. He's going the right place for the most part. And I think he has a good, clean understanding of progressions and where he wants to go with the football, and I think the accuracy follows from that. He doesn't look indecisive. He doesn't look unsure. He's got a clear understanding of what he wants to do, and then he executes it. And guys have done a good job around him. We're protecting well, and guys are getting open. So he's really executing, doing what we're asking him to do, and playing at a high level.
A lot of the kind of injuries we saw with Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota over the weekend, would you be inclined to maybe put him down in the second half of the next game, just as a means of preventing injury?
Yeah, we're just focused on cleaning up this game and getting ready for Wednesday's practice.
What are your thoughts on Randy Gregory's performance in light of short practice?
Yeah, hard to know. It looked like he showed up a couple times in the ball game, getting after the quarterback, made a couple plays in the run game. We'll have to go back and watch the tape. But he practiced well this week. It was good to see him out there.
Was he the one with the oblique?
Yes.
David Irving looked good again in plays he was in tonight.
Yeah, David Irving is really developing into a good football player. And he's doing a lot of different things for us. He's playing different spots along that defensive line. And he's disruptive. He's disruptive in the run game. He's disruptive getting after the quarterback. And from my vantage point, it looked like he did a lot of the same things he's been doing in recent weeks.
Tiring down late with knees. Is there anything to that? Is it more serious than what's the seriousness of that injury?
Yeah, he just injured his knee on that one particular play. We don't know the severity of it. We don't think it's going to be that serious. He seemed good after the ball game.
What about McClain? McClain who went out earlier.
Hurt his ankle. So we'll see how he is tomorrow when he comes in and sees the trainers and the doctors.
Going back to the halfback pass, and Zeke early in the game having a touchdown and then doing Dez's X, and the guys are having fun. Can you talk about just the sheer joy they played with, and certainly they played with a lot of joy tonight?
Absolutely, and the key to playing like that is working hard. It starts with your preparation and how you prepare each and every day leading up to the ball game each week. And if you prepare the right way, you're ready. You feel good. And I think these guys really love playing football. I think they love playing football with each other. And they play with the right kind of spirit, the competitive spirit, to play at a high level, but also enjoy playing the game.
How hard are you guys to defend when it's like this? You had Terrence 3 straight catches on one drive, Beasley 2 first down catches. It seems like you guys can attack multiple ways.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to be an offense that when you break the huddle, you can attack the defense a lot of different ways. It starts with the run and the pass, running the ball different ways, and similarly throwing the ball to different guys and throwing the ball different ways. And if you're going to attack a lot of different ways from a lot of different personnel groups, you become difficult to stop. And it ultimately comes down to execution. You can have a lot of ideas and you can throw a lot of stuff at them, but you have to execute the ball plays. And certainly as this game went on, we executed well.
I think after they scored their 3rd rushing touchdown, Sean kind of gathered the defense together. Any idea what he said? Because after that, there wasn't another score.
Yeah, I thought our defense just did a really good job responding. And, they ran the ball well against us in the early part of this ball game. It just didn't look like us defensively. And, they were doing a lot of different things. We had some different combinations of guys in there, but there are really no excuses. And I think, the coaching staff and the leaders on the defense just really challenged each other to play to the level that we've been playing at, and did a really good job coming out in the second half, getting a stop early. We created a takeaway and really played well for the last 30 minutes of this ball game, and that really was the difference in the game.
How big was JJ's pick to start with?
It was big. It was big. And, again, it starts with stopping the run, getting them in a negative down and distance type situation, getting after the quarterback, and then being opportunistic on the other end. And, our guys have really worked very hard on cashing in on opportunities. Certainly showed up tonight.
How much better can this offense get, Jason?
Oh, we can get better. Absolutely. Our whole football team can get better, must get better. And we'll work on that starting tomorrow morning.
Lost your first game at home, and you've run the table since. Can you just talk about the importance of having it home for the band, to win at home, and certainly you got all the playoff games at home? And it's like it's an advantage now.
It really doesn't matter where we play. Home, on the road, moon, or parking lot is the expression that we use. But there's no question about it. We believe we have the best stadium in the world. We have the best fan base in the world. And we love playing here. And, one of the things that's important for us to do as players and coaches and a football team is to give them a product to cheer for and get behind us. And our fans have made a huge difference to us all year long. And I say that so genuinely and so sincerely. When a quarterback in the NFL goes to the line of scrimmage on 3rd down and he can't communicate to the guys in front of him, to the guys outside, that makes it's a competitive advantage for us. And we've had that all year long. The fans were great again tonight. And, again, we're trying to give them a reason to cheer. They've done a fantastic job for us.
Well, certainly, Jason, you're taking one game at a time, but is there something to be said for the fact that since you are the number 1 seed in the NFC, that if you go and run the table these next 4 games, you never have to leave the state of Texas to get a Lombardi Trophy?
Yeah, we're focused on watching this tape tomorrow morning.
How beneficial do you think it will be for Zeke to not have a carry there in that 4th quarter? Was it more about beneficial for that or to get Darren some work after not getting a lot of carries?
Combination. We wanted to play Zeke in this ball game. He did a really good job, made a lot of big plays for us. Thought he ran tough. On some of those inside runs, those dirty runs, made a big impact on the ball game. But we want to get Darren some work, and he took advantage of it. Did a good job with his opportunities, showed up, and he's a good football player. We saw that last year, so it's good to have him, good to give him some chances tonight.
Do you think at all about his chase for the rookie rushing record, or that's not even?
No, we don't think about that kind of stuff.
How big will it be for you after the Philadelphia next game to get that bye week, Jason, to get some of these injuries?
Again, we're focused on tomorrow. It's going to have a short week, so you play a Monday night game. It's a quick turnaround. So we're going to try to clean this game up tomorrow and get ready for Wednesday's practice.
Could Tony be an option to play a little bit next week?
Again, we'll lock in on this tape tomorrow and try to get ready for Wednesday. Okay?
Thanks, guys. Jason, why wouldn't he be?
Again, guys, we're going to focus on cleaning up this ball game and trying to get better as a football team. Have a great night. Merry Christmas to everybody.
You too. Happy New Year.
There he is, Jason Garrett, as the Cowboys win 41-21. A round of applause from the fans here at the Miller Lite Club at AT&T Stadium, saying there at the end, we are just focused on cleaning up this game and the practice on Wednesday. There's going to be a lot of reporters daring him to look ahead, but he will not. He looks forward to the task at hand, and we'll focus on that. Defensively, they didn't look like themselves at the outset, did a better job putting pressure on the run and the quarterback, and as the game wore on, they got back to playing the way they did all year. And on Dez, saying he's always tried to impress us with his throwing ability, and he impressed about 92,855 tonight, plus staff at AT&T Stadium. Okay, we're going to come back and head into the locker room. Our Mike Fisher with Jerry Jones, with David Irving, and with Randy Gregory, plus more. You're listening to the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Tito Beverage, founder and master distiller of Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka. I believe in the craft process of distilling in batches using old-fashioned pot stills, and that's the way we still make Tito's Handmade Vodka today. We even won the World Spirits Competition, double gold, unanimous judge's choice. Tito's Handmade Vodka is made from 100% corn, so it's naturally gluten-free. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, 5th Generation Inc., distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas.
Hey NFL fans, you can win real NFL prizes from Pepsi and Tostitos, but you can also win unreal NFL experiences. Collect codes when you buy Tostitos or Pepsi, and you could win a real football helmet signed by an NFL pro. Or you could win an unreal trip to the 2017 NFL Pro Bowl. You could win real NFL gear just in time for Super Bowl 51. Or you could actually go to Super Bowl 51. So crack open a Pepsi, grab some Tostitos, then enter your codes at PepsiandTostitos.com.
No purchase necessary. Visit PepsiandTostitos.com for details.
We sleep, breathe, and now scratch football. Play the Dallas Cowboys scratch ticket from the Texas Lottery today for your chance to win up to $100,000 instantly, and enter promotional drawings for a chance to win a Cowboys VIP suite experience, training camp package, a draft day package, season tickets, and much more.
Thank you for supporting Texas education and veterans. The Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas Cowboys logo are registered trademarks of Dallas Cowboys Football Club Limited and are used under license. All rights reserved. For detailed game odds and information, visit txlottery.org or call 1-800-37-LOTTO. Must be 18 or older to purchase a ticket or to enter a promotional second chance drawing. Play responsibly.
For nearly 40 years, SWBC Solutions has been teaming up with people, companies, and financial institutions in Texas and across the country. Visit SWBC.com.
At the University of North Texas, 37,000 students from around the world fulfill their dreams and transform their lives through education and opportunity. UNT has been ranked a Tier 1 research university by the Carnegie Classification and named one of America's 100 best college buys for 20 straight years. Get the best education in Texas in the best college town in Texas. Find us online at unt.edu. Discover why UNT is the university for you. The University of North Texas, established 1890.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Dallas Cowboys radio network.
This is the exclusive home of Dallas Cowboys football. KRLD FM and HD1, Dallas, Fort Worth. Let's go, Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys Pepsi postgame show continues. Brought to you by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Pepsi, all for the Cowboys. Caliber Collision, restoring the rhythm of your life. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. John Deere, integrity, quality, commitment, and innovation. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love. The University of North Texas. Discover why UNT is the university for you at unt.edu. And by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys.
Prescott under center. And there's the reverse to Bryant. He throws a reverse back to the end zone. Touchdown to Witt. Des Bryant with a touchdown pass to Jason Witt. I've been waiting for that play. And Witten throws up the X.
Okay, welcome back. 42-21. Cowboys beat the Lions tonight here at AT&T Stadium. There was X's being thrown up by Jason Witten, Ezekiel Elliott. He had some sauce on his shoes. It was a fun night here at AT&T Stadium, wasn't it?
Yes, and I'm going to go over the top here to start this segment off.
Uh-oh.
I think we drafted Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson. I know that those are all kind of different guys, and Russell still has a long way to go, and Dak has a much further way to go. But he's amazing to me. Dak Prescott is an amazing quarterback, and I'm now in my heart believing that we got Joe Montana. And I don't know if it's going to lead to 4 Super Bowls, but this is freaking rookie year, and he's dropping dimes all over the place, and he's done it for now a whole season. I know there's one game left. I don't know how much he's going to play, what the Cowboys' game plan is going to be next week, but this is amazing.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Yeah.
Can I say RG3?
I just don't think so, because that was a scheme offense, and because Alfred Morris is going to finish second all time. I don't know if anybody's ever going to get to Eric Dickerson's record now that it looks like Zeke's not going to. Alfred Morris might finish second all time in the history of the NFL for rushing yards, and that was that same season.
No, I think that you got a wonderful player in Dak Prescott. I'm not ready to crown him Joe Montana.
I know.
Tom Brady is just yet.
He's better as a rookie.
The one thing I will say that he has an advantage of is that he has Zeke Elliott. He has one of the best, youngest offensive lines in all of football. So that's what those two things right there play well in his favor. He's done a phenomenal job. Take nothing away from that kid. He's done a phenomenal job. But to put him in that echelon with the greats like Joe Montana and Tom Brady, I think that's a little bit. You're
right.
You said you were kind of going to go over the top.
I'm going to go. Yeah,
that was a little bit over the top. Again, taking nothing away from him, but let's just see if this can happen for multiple years upon multiple years.
That's a topic we can pick up on the phones with you at 877-881-1053, amongst other topics here on the Dallas Cowboys postgame show. Gavin Dawson, Jesse Holley, and Mike Bassick. Boys win 42-21. We're going to hear from Jerry Jones in just a second. The segment's brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort. Home to over 7,000 of your favorite electronic games, more than 1,000 table game seats, 1,500 luxury hotel rooms, 27 championship golf holes, and the 3,500-seat Global Event Center, WinStar World Casino and Resort. You're going to need to stay a little bit longer. Jerry's Cowboys are 13-2, chance to get to 14-2 for the first time ever. Let's head into the locker room and hear from him with Fish.
Jerry, how much juggling do you guys do in your mind over trying to, yes, win the game, but also keep people out of harm's way?
I think that thing was played straight up. The players that could give us the best chance to win were out there on the field all the way. Noticed at the end there, Zeke got some breathing on his reps, but McFadden has impressed, deserves to get some carries. That's the only one I mentioned. Tyron Smith came out. That was something that had been thought about. As we got on into the game, we thought if Tyron in any way had any tightening or anything with his back, we'd bring him out. And the other boy really went in and played well.
And then what was the Romo thinking going in and now?
Romo not to play him. We don't feel like that any gain we'd get from him stepping out there and running a few plays or a series of plays or several plays would not be worth the risk.
What do you do now in Week 17? Something similar or less harm's way?
No, I think we pretty much stay to plan. It wouldn't surprise me to see us get some of the same snaps. All we need to do is really not try to push. And when I say push, within the limits, within prudent limits, but push any of our players to go beyond the norm relative to play and hurt. And they do that, and they do it all the time. We don't need to do that in Philadelphia.
All right, there he is, Jerry Jones, on the plan for Week 17. Pretty much stayed to the plan. Probably still no Tony is what I heard, though.
Yeah, something to chew on there is that Tony Romo won't play in Week 17. I'm going to go to the pregame show. I was listening to Jesse All in the pregame show, and Kurt Warner was on. And he said, look, getting reps in is very important. Your emotions is different. The speed of the game is different than doing it in practice. And even though as old as Tony is, and Kurt played a long career, that he would advise, if I'm listening to it correctly in the pregame show, Kurt would advise playing Tony Romo in the last game some so he can feel the emotions of playing in a real NFL football game, feel the emotions and the speed of a real NFL football game.
Yeah. And for Jerry, I guess that gaining that isn't worth the risk of injury.
Yeah.
Do you agree, Jesse?
I think also for Tony, he needs to see it for himself. He needs to be able to go out there and say, you know what? I can take a hit and get up. I can make these throws. I can ID a mic. I can change the play at the line of scrimmage. I can go out there and do what I have to do at the quarterback position. I know I do it in practice, but it's a whole horse of a different breed to actually
different
go
color,
out there.
like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. To go out there and actually do it in an actual meaningful game. If Mark Sanchez is active next week, that'll tell me that Tony Romo won't play. But if he's not active, then got to go with Tony Romo.
Man, I would go for a lot more resting. Tyron Smith was nervous tonight. I mean, watching Anthony Brown was nervous. Ryan Davis and Terrell McClain were hurt. There were knees. There were ankles. I would side with it. But, I think at the same time, with a team with a rookie quarterback, you can probably make the case pretty strong that all the experience in the world is probably what is the top priority at this point.
Yeah.
And they are in a tough spot with their offensive line because if they want to take guys out, they don't really have the bodies, that are even prepared to play the positions with Chaz Greenherd.
And I agree with that, too. The other thing is boy, did Dak show how tough he is, because he did take some shots and got out of the pocket and decided, I'm not going to slide. I'm going to take this head on, and no pain.
All right, it's Gavin Dawson, Jesse Hawley, and Mike Bassett. Cowboys win 42-21. We'll head into the locker room and hear from David Irving and Randy Gregory and more. And Dak is going to take the podium before too long. Dallas Cowboys football will continue in a moment.
The holiday season is upon us, and you're likely searching for the best deals on the finest wines, the coolest beer, and the smoothest liquor. No matter what you celebrate next, be sure to stop by your neighborhood Goody Goody. With low prices and incredible selection, our beverage specialist can help you find the right drink for any occasion. Goody Goody. Toast of the town. Discover low prices on all your holiday spirits at one of 14 area Goody Goody locations. Find your nearest store at goodygoody.com. That's goodygoody.com.
Walk into any Choctaw casino or resort, and we won't just say hello. We'll welcome you to the wow. Look around. See your favorite games next to the newest titles. The top names in entertainment, just steps from delicious dining. Enjoy what you want, when you want. Welcome to the wow. Welcome to Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Find the nearest destination at ChoctawCasinos.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Welcome to the wow.
Get in the game and go to Albertsons when you're looking for fresh produce. From farm fresh peaches to organic strawberries, Albertsons has every variety you can imagine. If you're looking for convenience, well, we have that too. Fresh cut daily, ready to add to any of your favorite recipes. And if it's that healthy snack for the backpack or lunch bag, we have that too with our fresh grab and goes. So shop where it pays to play. Save 10% off your groceries every Dallas Cowboy game day when you wear your Cowboy jersey. Albertsons, the official supermarket of the Dallas Cowboys.
When you need help for yourself, your business, or a financial institution, financial services can be a complicated game. You need a team you can trust. Through 40 years in the game, SWBC has coached individuals, businesses, and financial institutions. SWBC provides insurance, mortgages, and more, and assists businesses with employee benefits, insurance, and payroll. Pass the ball to SWBC and let them create a winning game plan for your financial needs. Call 866-923-6403 or visit SWBC.com.
Visit the Owner's Box located inside Omni Dallas Hotel featuring an HD laser 18-foot screen. The Owner's Box, Omni Dallas Hotel, the only place to watch the game.
Hey Cowboys fans, this is Dan Bailey. I'm a busy man during the football season. I could be kicking field goals in New York on Sunday, then back in Dallas training on Monday. No matter what city I'm in, I always make sure to drink my Bigelow tea. In fact, Bigelow teas are all over our facility and are a part of our daily routine. From the hand-picked teas to carefully selected ingredients, all protected in their signature foil pouch because flavor matters. The Bigelow family knows we deserve more. So Dallas, pick up a mug, join me, and be proud to drink Bigelow tea.
Ben and Skin, afternoons on 105.3 The Fan.
Beasley slot right, hand off, Elliott, there he goes, right side, breaking free. This could go, 30, right side, 20, 10, to the pylon, touchdown. Well, the great big dog, that time, 55 yards for Elliott.
A lot of plays that got the fans on their feet tonight at AT&T Stadium. The Cowboys win 42-21. Segments brought to you by Albertsons, the official supermarket of the Dallas Cowboys. We'll go into the locker room and hear from Tyron Smith here momentarily with Chris Arnold. Get the latest on how he is feeling. I know a lot of fans are nervous for him tonight. Jason Garrett saluted the fans in his post-game press conference. That was cool. As the environment at AT&T Stadium, as this team keeps churning out wins and giving the fans reasons to applaud, it's gotten markedly better as the season's gone on.
I'm excited to see what it's like the next time we come to AT&T Stadium, because that will be round 2 of the playoffs, a divisional round, and I think it get pretty crazy. I've noticed Jason Garrett, he didn't do this early in his career, and I don't even remember him doing it last year at all, is he's trying to get the fans fired up. And Jesse, you played for Garrett. I don't ever remember him taking the time to okay, I'm going to throw my hands up. Let's go.
Yeah, you travel around enough stadiums and you see the advantage they get when you travel on the road in other people's stadiums. You want that same thing here. And we have the numbers. Yeah. 92,000 people in the house tonight. We should have a distinct advantage at home when our defense is on the field in this third down that crowd should be able to get loud. And I think you're starting to see more of that. And, of course, with that, when the wins come, the crowd, they cheer more. You get something to cheer about. But we should have a distinct advantage at home when it comes to crowd participation and cheering.
And I love the more interaction from Jason Garrett and the team and the fans. And, he's showing more aggressiveness this year. I think there's a lot of good stuff going on with Jason Garrett. He is now really starting to stack up the years and become one of the longest tenured coaches in all of football. All right, let's head into the Cowboys locker room. CA standing by with Big Tyron Smith here. Let's find out how he's doing.
Tyron Smith, nice performance out there by the entire team. Question I have for you is, how are you feeling? Because I heard your knee was bothering you.
I'm fine. I'll be all right. Just be a little rested leading up to this playoffs. Yeah.
And overall, you think this was the best performance of the team so far this year? Because it's quite dominant on all phases of the ball.
For us, we always feel like we can always do better. So that's our mindset. Feel like we always play up a few things to be able to play on the field.
By the way, did you get your Christmas present from Zeke? Did you get your ATV?
Yeah. I'm waiting to test it out.
Thanks, Tyler.
No, those were cool. That was a great video of Zeke giving away those Christmas presents to his offensive linemen. I feel better after hearing that, right?
I feel like he's going to have plenty of time to get ready for the first Cowboys playoff game. I don't know. Do you think he'll play next week? He didn't practice 1 second this week and then played in the game and obviously had to come out. So I don't think he plays against Philly. Then he has another week off, and then he's ready. And I think, I would think, look, I don't know how you're going to be 100% this late in the year, but you'd get as close to whatever you're going to be.
Yeah, no, he didn't practice this week. I don't think he'll practice next week. I don't think he'll have one snap during a Philadelphia game, rightfully so. And when I said about rest versus rush with guys, if there are guys who have significant injuries, it's one thing just to have week 16 or week 17 NFL soreness. At this point in time of the year, everybody is dealing with some sort of ailment, at this point in time of the year. Now, if you have a shoulder or a knee or an ankle, something that needs some significant time to heal, those are the guys who go on my list first to get the rest. If you're just dealing with your normal wear and tear of playing a 16-game schedule, then those guys will play a little bit. For a guy like Tyron, who didn't practice all week because of injury, he's my first guy that I'm taking out and saying, listen, son, we need you for the long haul. You won't play this week. But if you got just regular wear and tear from the season, you're probably going to play some come next week.
Does that set up dominoes on the offensive line that's going to make it difficult?
Well, and that's the thing, is how many offensive linemen do you have? Someone's going to still have to play. So whether it be Free, but, he's the old dog of the group, or whether it be Martin or Frederick, one of those guys are going to have to play an entire football game come Sunday. So you work out however you want. You give those guys some more rest during the week in practice. But one or two of those guys are going to have to play the duration of a football game.
Now, and I don't know this answer. I'm throwing it out to you guys. I know Jerry Jones a couple weeks ago said Lyle Collins, they still plan on him playing this year. Well, there's only one more game left in the regular season. Do you guys know Lyle Collins, what his status is for either Philly or for the playoffs? Because remember, Jerry kind of put it out there that, Lyle's playing this year.
Yeah, I think that's Jerry being Jerry, just trying to keep a positive outlook on it and just trying to keep, the good spin on it. But that's a question we can bring up to Mickey or to Mike Fisher or somebody like that to probably know more about the availability of a Lyle Collins for the playoffs.
It's hard to know in these situations because the team likes to be optimistic and leave open the possibility and the door for a return to keep the player motivated. And, we don't know. We don't really know with Mo as of yet, right? Coming out of the holiday. 42-21, Cowboys victorious. Ezekiel Elliott had 12 carries and 80 yards, and he's standing by with CA.
Zeke Elliott, you guys apparently had nothing to play for, but you had everything to show. 42 points?
Today, all of us came out, we were dominant. We did a great job moving the ball through the air. Defense did a good job taking the ball away and giving them great field position. So, it was an all-around great effort from this team.
Was this the best performance of the team on both sides of the ball this season?
I think it was the best response. I think it definitely was the best response. We were getting kind of thin on defense. Our defense was getting worn out in the first half, and they came out in the second half and buckled down. They shut them down, and all day on offense we were rolling. So,
final question, was the game plan after you had done 80 yards, 2 touchdowns, to go ahead and take a break?
That's the coach's
Play it by ear, right?
I'm not part of the game plan, so let the coaches handle that.
So there he is, Ezekiel Elliott, and he did get a rest, and it was cool to see Darren McFadden play. I hope he can continue to make some of those plays like he was tonight in the playoffs and continue to give Zeke a little bit of a rest there.
Yeah, I'd say two things. I think Zeke only running the ball 12 times for 80 yards is pretty good in this situation. You're not chasing any record now.
No.
I don't think that he's going to get 170 yards or whatever it is in the final game of the year to get Eric Dickerson's record, so you don't have to have that on your plate as a coach trying to break some sort of record. And then, second of all, Darren McFadden looks really good with the football. Yeah. He's not Ezekiel Elliott, but he does look a lot better than when Alfred Morris was the backup. And it wasn't Alfred was horrible. It's just Darren McFadden is a lot faster than Alfred Morris.
He was a 1,000-yard running back last year. I think sometimes because of how well Zeke plays, or as well as Zeke has played this year, I think we look at Darren McFadden as just kind of like chopped liver. Like, he was a 1,000-yard receiver last year, running back last year, and he didn't play the first 4 games of the season. Joseph Randall started those first 4 games, and he had the bye week, but he was a 1,000-yard guy in 12 games last year on an offense that had nothing compared to what they had. They had no Dez, they had no quarterback, and he still rushed for over 1,000 yards. I mean, he's no Zeke Elliott, but he darn sure ain't no chopped liver either.
What's the approach with Zeke next week?
I think you get him some early reps. Maybe first, second quarter reps at halftime. He puts a ball cap on, takes the shoulder pads off, and you see a lot of McFadden and Dunbar, and maybe even a little bit of Alfred Morris.
Okay, let's come back, and we're still yet to hear from Dak. We will hear from Dak. He had another highly efficient game, and the Cowboys win 42-21. They're now 13-2 on the year and have 6 days before finishing up the season at Philly. Gavin Dawson, Jesse Holley, and Mike Bassick. You're listening to the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
Here in Dallas, fans know what it means to be great, so they pack the stands to show their team some love. Some decorate with their team colors.
Honey, I painted the house. Nice, huh? Honey.
And others would travel any distance for their team. So American flies to the most international destinations, including 5 cities in Asia, just in case they ever expand the league to, say, Hong Kong. Translation, go Cowboys. The world's greatest flyers fly American, official airline of the Dallas Cowboys.
What sets senior care centers apart from other rehabilitation and long-term care facilities? Senior Care Centers is committed to excellence in clinical care, providing an environment that feels like home and treasuring people like family. To learn more about our centers throughout Texas, visit seniorcarecentersltc.com or call 972-834-5273. Senior Care Centers is a proud partner of your Dallas Cowboys. Integrity, growth, respect, excellence, wellness. Our values, our commitment. For nearly 40 years, SWBC Solutions has been teaming up with people, companies, and financial institutions in Texas and across the country. Visit SWBC.com.
This holiday season, Miller Lite would like to remind you that you can either bring one gift to the party, or you can bring 6. 6 great-tasting, less filling Miller Lights. Happy holidays from Miller Lite. Copyright 2016 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. With great beer comes great responsibility. Per 12-ounce Miller Lite has 96 calories, 3.2 grams carbs, 1 gram protein, and 0 grams fat.
This is the sound of Jason Witten catching a game-winning touchdown. And this is the sound of Reliant finding the people of Dallas the perfect electricity plan. Sounds pretty similar when Jason Witten catches a TD. Now, whether you're switching homes or switching plans, Reliant can help. Just sign up for the Reliant Cowboys Secure Advantage Plan and get an autographed Jason Witten football. All you got to do is call 1-866-RELIANT or visit Reliant.com.
Valid for residential customers only. Restrictions apply. Call or visit Reliant.com/Cowboys plan for details. Reliant PSCT number 10007.
Stafford back to throw. Standing and looking and standing and standing and hidden sack. And that ball might have come in, floating on the floor. At the 5-yard line, the Cowboys got it. It's a sack strip fumble. It's David Irving.
Yeah, part of the Cowboys' 42-21 win over the Lions. We'll hear from David Irving momentarily. Dak Prescott will take the podium as well, as it's Gavin Dawson, Jesse Holley, and Mike Bassick live from the Miller Lite Club at AT&T Stadium. It's a great night to be a Cowboys fan once again. The segment's brought to you by Susan G. Komen. Learn how the Dallas Cowboys and Susan G. Komen are fighting to end breast cancer. Visit Komen.org/I-promise. I want to talk about Dak Prescott and David Irving here because I believe we're going to hear from both of them inside this segment. Dak was 15 of 20, 212 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. The passer rating at 148.3. So efficient, so smooth. And I think, maybe it requires an adjustment as far as what you consider a big game because I don't think there's going to be many 300-yard performances as long as the running game is this good.
Right, not anytime soon with Zeke and the offensive line that you have, but super efficient, protects the ball. I won't say perfectly, but is about as perfect as an NFL quarterback can, and I'm including Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, whoever you want to include. I'm super impressed with him, and I know a lot of this post-game throughout the season has been Dak's good, but Tony has been great in his career. And should we go back to somebody who was great back in his prime? And now that we've moved forward, I don't know. I just want to praise him a whole bunch and say, I've never seen anything like this in the NFL from a guy who is a rookie, and I know that he has a lot of weapons around him because usually good rookie quarterbacks got drafted by a horrible football team, but he's amazing to me. It's just amazing. When he dropped one of the balls to T. Will, and I'm sitting next to him like, God, he can just, when he needs to, it seems like he can just be as accurate as any human being throwing the football.
10.6 yards per attempt tonight, so
Gushing
moving the ball
Mike is
down
a
the
funny
field.
Mike.
Yeah,
well,
I'm in love with him.
Yeah,
I am.
It's something very exciting for Cowboy fans, and maybe as we're getting late in the year, we don't realize how fortunate and how awesome it is that he has emerged and given this Cowboys team definitely life for many, many years to come. It is Gavin Dawson, Jesse Hawley, and Mike Bassett. Cowboys win 42-21. Another player that's exciting and young and coming out of seemingly nowhere is David Irving, number 95. And let's go into the Cowboys locker room and hear from him with our Mike Fisher.
No, it's fine. Your music's fine with David Irving after a Cowboy win. You played a little end, a little tackle, and did you play a little nose tackle too?
Yeah, I got a sack from the nose position. So played all across the board today.
At different position groups, there's a learning curve on this position's different, that position is different. Is that the case with defensive line?
Yeah. I mean, it's different techniques. I mean, getting off the ball. The nose get up is different from a 3 technique. Get off a defensive end is different. I mean, a 5 or a 9 is different from a 6 technique. It's just about practice, practicing it all over and over, and then it becomes second nature.
We've talked a lot about how Marinelli yells at you and you absorb it, and it's teaching, and the goal is to try to get consistent. Now, this is 2 really good weeks in a row for you. That's got to be less yelling out of your coach.
We had a lot of yelling in the first half, if you could imagine, giving up 21 points just out of our gaps, not playing as intense. But, we came in at halftime, got a little more yelling. Second half, not so much yelling. We made the right adjustments, created the right matchups, and ended up having a much better second half.
Thank you, man. Congratulations. Merry Christmas, too. David Irving with the Fish on the Cowboys Radio Network.
There he is, David Irving with a sack and a half, and now let's go to the podium and hear from Dak.
Spread the ball around. A lot of people talked, earlier about not getting the ball to Dez. It seemed like this offense is best when you spread the ball around and get the right number of different receivers.
I think it's just when I go through my reads. I don't try to pinpoint one guy, get him more catches more so than the other. And just allow the play to develop, take what the defense gives me. They get one-on-one, and then take my chances like that. So for the most part, just let the offense flow.
You've had just maybe 8 or 9 incompletions in the last 2 games combined. What's been the difference for you? Why you been so accurate?
Play calling has been great. Offensive line is protected, allowed me to get a chance to get the ball to those guys who get open against one-on-one coverages. Then it's preparation. It's all week long of practicing, studying hard, being precise throughout the week, and it pays off on Sundays.
Talk about Dez's pass
on Mondays
to Whitten.
Yeah, it was great. It was a play call that we've worked on for a long time. When I got in the huddle, I called it like any other play. Didn't give anybody a chance to really think. That coach really just called the trick play. That just let's go execute it. And I think we went out there. It was simple for me. Just get Dez the ball, and it was beautiful. The defense reacted, and Dez made a great throw.
You only have 8 incompletions, I think, the last 2 games. Has something just started to click a little bit for you these last 2 weeks? What's going through your mind with that?
We're just getting back comfortable. I think we're doing things we were doing earlier in the year, of just getting going early, not making too too many mistakes. We've got to get better with the penalties. But for the most part, offensive line's doing a great job of giving me time, and guys are getting open.
What motivates a team when you go into a game like this, you have nothing to play for as far as like seeding and all that, and they have everything to play for? How do you get motivated?
I mean, if you're a competitor, you want to win, and that's enough to play for. Simple as that. I know that's how I am, and I believe that's how everybody else is in that locker room, coaches, players, and staff. We want to win. Definitely don't think you're going in there and it's a cupcake game or it's whatever. You don't care. And it's the same way it goes next week. We want to win every game that we play.
Speaking of wins, you tied Ben Roethlisberger NFL record, 13 wins as a rookie. That mean anything to you?
It means I got to go get 14.
That the focus next week?
That's it. It's all the focus is to win the next one.
You had a drive where Terrence caught 3 straight passes. Later, you had Beasley 2 first down catches. Can you talk about how many different places you can go with the ball?
Yeah, I mean, those guys, they do great against their coverages, against those one-on-ones, and just do a good job of finding the open spots in the zones. And the offensive line always, as I say, protects. And we just kind of got going on that long drive. Everybody did their job, and when we do that, we don't make mental errors or self-inflicted penalties pre-snap. We're tough to beat, and we can get going.
What did you see on Dez's first touchdown catch?
The first touchdown catch. It was just one-on-one. I think I missed him 2 plays earlier. He actually beat the guy clean off the line 2 plays before that. So we came back, and Coach just kind of reminds me, if they one-on-one Dez, and they gave him that. Then I saw the guy trying to get physical with him and just try to throw it over the top, and Dez made a great catch and stand with it.
Talk about the job that Rod Marinelli and the defense has done with next man up. I mean, you had it again tonight.
Yeah, it's part of this team that we've done all year long. We had it tonight. I think defense played an amazing game. It was tough in the first half for them. But we finished. We made it 0-0 going in the half and came back out the second half, and they pitched a shutout and allowed us to take a big lead. Defense did a great job.
Talk about the fun you guys are having. Certainly we've seen in the locker room with the Dez's pass and Chris Jones with the hit. And, even Zeke's first touchdown, he did everybody's celebration, I think. You guys having fun out there. You talk what that means.
Everybody wants everyone to succeed. Everybody wants to see everyone make that play. And everybody wants to see everyone just do well. And it's fun. It's the type of guys we are, the type of guys we are off the field with each other. That allows when we come on the field, we just all feed off of each other. We just react. We're just out there playing and having a good time and not thinking too much about the in-depths of the game or the situation or whatever. We're just all out there just being ourselves, and it's coming together.
Does it make it easier?
Yeah, it definitely makes it easier when everybody's out there with the same attitude and they're having fun. They're not overthinking things. They're reacting. They're just playing ball. It makes for a game like tonight.
Dak, you've been on some really good teams. Is this the best chemistry you've ever been around in your career?
I'd say so.
Why is that? What is it about this team that's different than others you've been on back in college, high school, whatever?
That's tough. I've been on some good teams. High school, you're playing with the guys you've been with since you're 8 years old. But it's just something about this team. Obviously, the talent level is just off the charts. But then when you can put the talent and the personalities together and just make it click, I think that's when you have something special. And I feel that with this team.
Obviously, a lot of that has to do with the coaches at all the positions too, though, right?
Yeah, 100%. The coaches play just as part as the players do, and we believing in them believing in us, them believing in each other. Coaches play a great role in this, and the staff. Everybody that we come in contact with definitely does. Even Clance and some of these guys.
What did you see on Dez's second TD catch? I think it was like a bad shot.
Once again, it was a one-on-one. They tried to disguise him, I guess, and stand a shell defense, keeping the 2 high safeties, but the safety never got off the hash. He stayed in tight. The receiver was the DB was trying not to get beat over the top and playing too much over the top, and I know I put it Dez back short. He's going to make a great catch as he did.
You said before that, you have absolute confidence when Dez is matched up like that. Does it change your approach at all when you know that they're okay doing single coverage with him?
No, it's funny. If they want to take that matchup, they believe in their guy. I believe in my guy. We'll see who wins.
Bryce's touchdown, was that a situation you had to press the field vertically and their safeties couldn't pick a winner?
Simple as that. Safety buzzes down, grabs Witt. The post player never gets truly back to the middle of the field and leaves Bryce open and goes up there and makes a great catch.
What does a catch like that do for you, confidence in a guy like him who's made some plays for you during the course of the
I have tons of confidence in Bryce. He's made some big catches to get us going in games. Baltimore was a huge catch we needed on third down, and tonight to get us going, which was another third down to go actually to complete the ball and get a touchdown. Bryce is a big-time player in this offense.
You want to play next week? Do you think about, maybe I should rest or maybe?
No, I want to play every game. I want to keep this momentum going. Any reps I can get is making myself better, and I want to take advantage of those.
Do you see what happened to Mariota and what happened to Derek Carr?
It's football. You think about those things, I think they happen more so if you're just out there just reacting and playing ball. Got to take your chances.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations, guys.
Prescott. 15 of 20, 212 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, a passer rating of 148.3. Cowboys beat the Lions 42-21. How do you feel about this guy? You've seen 16 regular season games worth, 1 more to go. Are you with Bassick?
I'm all in.
He believes we're seeing a once in every 5 or 6 year type of talent come into the NFL. That's about how often elite quarterbacks come into the pros. Are we seeing a guy that maybe is going to take Peyton Manning's spot and not like that Mount Rushmore of current elite quarterbacks in the NFL? 877-881-1053. Is this team playoff ready? What are you most worried about? What team are you most worried about? Certainly isn't these Lions if they manage to make the playoffs, right? Those are amongst the topics of conversation. Plus, we'll head back into the locker room and hear from Mike Fisher and Chris Arnold with various Cowboys. So that and more is coming up. We're broadcasting live from the Miller Lite Club here in the field level of AT&T Stadium. Gavin Dawson, Jesse Hawley, and Mike Bassick. Dallas Cowboys football will continue in a moment.
Are you a football fan? Here's your chance to score big. Affinity is Texaco's new rewards program that rewards you for being a fan. Visit affinity.com to sign up. Redeem your points for unique experiences with your favorite team, autographed merchandise, officially licensed gear, and game tickets. Register at affinity.com and start earning points today. That's AFANITY.com. See program rules for details.
Want the very best real estate experience? Choose the real estate company with over 77 years of experience in the DFW real estate market. Century 21 Judge Fight is the official real estate company of the Dallas Cowboys and will provide you the same level of expertise we offer the team. No matter what you need, our one-stop, full-service real estate company can help. Call Century 21 Judge Fight today at 800-799-9410 or visit century21judgefight.com.
Thomas, Alexander, and Forrester. Think differently. Reject boundaries. Win. Thomas, Alexander, and Forrester. Fear the TAF. Visit fearthetaff.com.
Tom Patterson here, founder and CEO of Tommy John, the 21st century men's underwear brand that makes wedgies impossible by combining patented, breathable fabrics with truly innovative design for what can only be described as the perfect fit. And they're backed by our best pair you'll ever wear or it's free guarantee. Tommy John, no adjustment needed.
Experience life-changing comfort with Tommy John men's underwear, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Save 20% on your first order with code COWBOYS at TommyJohn.com now.
The Cowboys don't take the field without a game plan, and neither should you. When it comes to energy needs, do what the Cowboys do and trust ProStar Energy Services to perform for your business. They offer unbiased independent consultation with centuries of industry experience in markets, both nationally and internationally. Let us draft a strategy to help your business beat the competition with bottom-line savings on your energy bill and custom procurement and utility bill auditing solutions that keep your team focused on winning. To score big for your business, call ProStar today, 817-892-4250.
Get in the game and go to Albertsons when you're looking for fresh produce. From farm fresh peaches to organic strawberries, Albertsons has every variety you can imagine. If you're looking for convenience, well, we have that too. Fresh cut daily, ready to add to any of your favorite recipes. And if it's that healthy snack for the backpack or lunch bag, we have that too with our fresh grab and goes. So shop where it pays to play. Save 10% off your groceries every Dallas Cowboy game day when you wear your Cowboy jersey. Albertsons, the official supermarket of the Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys Pepsi postgame show continues. Brought to you by Bigelow Tea. Grab a mug and be proud to be a Bigelow Tea drinker. Ashley Home Store. Bell Nunnally. Cast a big shadow. Texaco with Techron. Driving performance. Goody Goody. Low prices on fine wine, craft beer, and premium liquor. Goody Goody. Toast of the town. Thomas, Alexander, and Forrester attorneys. Fear the TAF. And by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. The
Jason Garrett Show, Monday morning at 8:30 on The Fan.
And out of the empty gun on third down, Prescott rush, throws a deep fade down the left side into the end zone. A flag is down. The ball is caught for a touchdown by Des Bryant.
All right, welcome back. The performance of the game brought to you by Bridgestone. Their passion for performance knows no bounds. Bridgestone, the official tire of the National Football League. Dak Prescott, so efficient. He passed Sam Bradford for most passing yards by a rookie. He moves into 5th position behind Peyton Manning, Jameis Winston, Cam Newton, and Andrew Luck. Just another feather in his cap, another of many in his rookie year. 42-21 Cowboys win. They're now 13-2 on the year. We're going to get one more locker room interview, and then we're going to take your phone calls at 877-881-1053. Randy Gregory returned. It's unclear how long he's going to be back for. Did you get a solid word on what the
ruling for his drug test failure, this suspension has not been accounted for yet, but the suspension ended for the last drug test failure, which was the 14 game. So I think they'll probably judge on that some point in time in the offseason, and that suspension will probably happen next season.
So we are pretty sure he's available for the rest of the regular season and playoffs.
Here's the thing. You never know with the NFL.
Right.
Like, you just never know what, Roger Goodell may wake up tomorrow and go, you know what? Let's suspend these guys for the playoffs.
It was one game, and he looked tired at times, and I think, he had something that happened to his oblique at some point in the game. He made an impact.
Yeah.
He had a few times where he hit Matthew Stafford, and I don't want to say he did stop the run one really good, and then on one of his first plays in the game, it was like a 7 or 8 yard gain, but he was the one who tackled the guy running the ball. Give him another week. Give him some more snaps. Give him some real practice. I think he can make an impact in his playoff run.
He's just another tool in Rod Marinelli's toolkit that's starting to include some pretty good players.
I think when you add Thornton back into the mix, and you add Crawford back into the mix, and you add Lawrence back into the mix, now you have a front four where guys have a better rotation. You have more higher caliber players on the field at the same time. So which means maybe you get a double team inside, he gets one-on-one. You just have a better opportunity when all the guys are healthy for him to be the impact player that we thought he could be and we want him to be.
Man, you get Lawrence and Gregory on the field together, and now you're actually starting to look at an actual real-looking, third and long pass rushing group. Okay, let's head into the Cowboys locker room. Our Mike Fisher did catch up with number 94. Here we go.
The thinking going in was that you might just go till you were gassed. Did you go till you were gassed?
I actually wasn't as gassed as I thought I would be. I had an issue with my oblique early in the first quarter, and I was trying to work through that. But as far as being gassed, with my energy and my breathing, things like that, I was actually fine. I felt like.
In practice, you certainly had energy over the course of the week. Was it fun to unleash it all in a real live game?
Yeah, it was fun just to get out there with my teammates out in practice, and obviously it was fun getting out here and playing in the stadium and things like that. But just being able to join in on this run, it's real special for me, and I hope I can continue that. And hopefully I can make some plays too.
How much of a special burst do you think you can give this group that could sure use a healthy body and fresh legs?
I don't know. It's really hard to know what to expect. Being out for so long, and especially since last year. Really, it's been about a year since I've really been on the field. So don't really know what to expect. But I'm gonna go out there and do everything I can and try to make plays for the team.
You listen to Randy Gregory talk, and he's a smart guy. He's making some dumb decisions with the weed marijuana, but man, when you listen to him interview, and I've heard him interviewed last year before the issues came up big time with him, and you just think, man, he just sounds and seems too smart to keep making the same mistake.
I don't think his biggest challenge is of intelligence.
Yeah.
It's, something that takes him to a place that he needs to escape, and I don't think he worries about the consequences when he finds himself in that spot, right? Is it a mental illness, or is it just addiction, which they say is a mental illness? And I think it's probably something that a lot of people can't relate to. But for Randy Gregory, it's real. And I do have a slight issue with, the NFL disallowing something that's starting to become known more and more as something that's medicinally valid. And I think it's amongst the interesting topics that the NFL is going to have to address, like in the coming couple years, because I feel like the other sports have gone in a very clear direction with it.
Yeah, out of the three major sports, this is the only one left that cares about it.
And here you have a smart young guy who's got a good heart and he wants to play, but he has probably some challenges in his life that prevent him from doing so. And it's like, is that rule making things better for him, or it's probably making it a lot worse? He's at risk of not having a career at all because of something that the majority of Americans don't feel should be illegal anymore.
I just feel that I'm a firm believer of this. The NFL is a money-hungry, cash-sucking cow, and until they can find a way to loophole themselves into the marijuana market, I don't think they're going to make it legal. I don't. I think it will continue to be on the banned substance until they figure out a way to say it's legal, we can make profit from it, now everybody can use it.
So big companies advertising.
Absolutely.
Yeah, something like that. That makes sense.
If they can get into the dispensary business or whatever it is, but the advertising dollars, they definitely want to be a part of that.
Okay, it's time to take your phone calls at 877-881-1053. We are going to hear from Mickey Spagnola and Brad Sham and get the latest on some of the injured players and the big storylines as well. Gavin Dawson, Jesse Holley, Mike Bassick. You're listening to the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
It makes me feel safer. It makes me feel more confident. So in some ways, it makes me feel healthier.
You may not know Justine, but chances are you know a Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas member like her.
Back in 2001, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So often when you have a diagnosis like MS, it becomes the primary thing you focus on. Blue Cross helped me specifically around thinking about the rest of my health, offering me new opportunities, just reminding me of the 360 degrees of who I am and my health. And they always make me feel more confident at a time where maybe my confidence has been shaken by my illness. Blue Cross reminded me that I have a great support network around me because I feel like they're part of my healing. Blue Cross is there through it all.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
This holiday season, Miller Lite would like to remind you that you can either bring one gift to the party, or you can bring 6. 6 great-tasting, less filling Miller Lites. Happy holidays from Miller Lite. Copyright 2016 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. With great beer comes great responsibility. Per 12-ounce Miller Lite has 96 calories, 3.2 grams carbs, 1 gram protein, and 0 grams fat.
I went to my first Cowboy football game at the Cotton Bowl when I was 10 years old. I've been a Cowboy fan ever since, in the Super Bowl years and the not-so-good ones. Teamwork is what makes winners. At the law office of Domingo Garcia, we play as a team to win your case. If you have been hurt in a car or truck accident, injured on the job, call the law office of Domingo Garcia and join our winning team. With offices in Dallas, Houston, Austin, Odessa, and Tyler, we can help you in Texas. Call 214-941-8300. 214-941-8300.
As football fans, Raising Cane's believes in Russian quarterbacks. But not our hot, fresh, 24-hour marinated chicken. We believe in running out the clock, but never out of our refreshing sweet tea and lemonade. And we believe in supporting the Cowboys with the same passion we have for serving our customers. Because when it comes to Dallas Cowboys football, we go all out. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Ever seen a legend up close? Well, this Wednesday, Cubby is in the house. That's right, Everson Walls is our guest on the SWBC Mortgage Dallas Cowboys Legend Show. That's this Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the Texan Station inside the Gaylord Texan. Join Bill Jones, Brittany Schramm, and me, Mickey Spagnola, for an hour of great conversation with Everson Walls, as well as chances for you to win Cowboys gear and other great prizes. Can't attend the show? Watch us later, anytime, on demand on DallasCowboys.com.
Hey, Cowboys fans.
Did you know that over the next few years, more than 1 million service members will transition from military to civilian life? Veterans face unique challenges when they get out of the military, and Bank of America and the Dallas Cowboys are teaming up to help with financial education, career opportunities, and support of military nonprofits and organizations locally in North Texas and across the country. We're proud to support our troops and are deeply grateful for the dedication and sacrifice of our service members and veterans. Bank of America, official bank of the Dallas Cowboys, invites you to join us in our efforts to get involved by tagging game day photos on social media using hashtag TroopThanks. That's hashtag TroopThanks. And by learning more about our commitment to veterans at bankofamerica.com/military support. Together, we can thank our troops in ways that make a real difference.
Copyright 2016, Bank of America Corporation.
For nearly 40 years, SWBC Solutions has been teaming up with people, companies, and financial institutions in Texas and across the country. Visit SWBC.com.
Like the Dallas Cowboys, Makers 46 is big, bold, and built on a winning tradition. Because Makers 46 begins as fully matured Maker's Mark, then is finished inside barrels containing seared French oak staves. The result is a big, complex taste of oak, vanilla, and spice. Makers 46, the bold side of Makers. Makers 46 and Makers Mark bourbon whiskeys, 47% and 45% alcohol by volume, and distilled in Loretto, Kentucky. Reminding listeners to drink responsibly.
Speaking of wins, you tied Ben Roethlisberger NFL record 13 wins as a rookie. That mean anything to you?
It means I got to go get 14.
Fun moment from Dak Prescott in his post-game press conference as he tied Ben Roethlisberger's rookie record, 13 wins. Cowboys on top, 42-21 against the Lions here tonight at AT&T Stadium. We're at the Miller Lite Club and about to be joined by Brad Sham, brought to you by AT&T, which covers 99% of all Americans, which makes it easier for you to connect with family and friends with AT&T's networks. You're never far, mobilizing your world. And a good evening, sir.
Good.
Still?
Yes, good evening. Good evening to you.
So what do we take away from this one? I thought this was a great game for the soul of Cowboys fans because we get to feel great going into the playoffs, and seems like it checked most of the boxes.
Yeah, and especially the way they were really poor defensively the first three series, and Sean Lee called them over and said, No, this is not who we are. No.
Why do you think that works so well in football, where at least in baseball that really doesn't work when things aren't going your way in a game? But it seems like in football, a leader can change the momentum a little bit that way.
You know, I think to paraphrase, but not very much, Yogi Berra, 90% of this game is 50% mental. And it's really an emotional game. It's so violent. That doesn't mean that baseball and basketball and hockey aren't mental, but this one, well, you've really got to have your mind right. And, I think their minds were in their lower GI tract for a while there at the beginning. And that's basically what we just talked to Lee on the postgame TV show, and he said, look, we played well by playing our assignments and being where we're supposed to be and not doing basic fundamental things that we're not supposed to do. And none of us, including me, he said, did that on those first three series. And if we play like that, we're not going to win. And so they needed to hear it from one of their own. I think Jesse knows as athletes, professional athletes, when there's someone who leaves everything they have on the floor, on the diamond, on the field, then you have to, if they challenge you, you have to rally. You have to match their effort and intensity. Doesn't mean you'll play as well as a star player, but it means you'll play the best you can play. And they weren't doing that. And so, and the results are, statistically clear. Then offensively, they did exactly what Gavin said. They just checked every box. They just did whatever they had to do. Tyron Smith went out. The earth didn't swallow them up whole. Now, I don't want them to play without him for a long time. But, I think it was a pretty good way to go into whatever next week is going to be.
They're getting the takeaways. Speaking of, if they play like this, what is it, 10 takeaways in the last 3 games?
Yeah, and I think if we go back and look at 2014, I think we find a similar statistical anomaly. I think we find that they were plus whatever they were, and we all, me too, thought that they kind of did that all year long. No, they didn't really do it all year long. They finished the fourth quarter of the year with a huge preponderance of their takeaways. And what they're doing right now is tied very much to the way they're rushing the passer. I mean, Irving and tonight Malik Collins and Benson, but particularly Irving and Mayowa, two guys who didn't really do it early in the year. Now, Irving is a guy still growing in the game, didn't play a lot of college football, just figuring out how good he can be. Mayowa was one of their guys that they signed in the offseason. They signed him from Oakland. He'd been with Seattle. They thought he could rush the passer. He had an injury in training camp that kept him out most of preseason. He says now that because of the physical rehab work he was able to do during the season before he came back about a month or so ago, that he's stronger and sounder. His play on the field would seem to indicate that, and just at a time when they need it desperately.
Now, maybe it's where our expectations are, but I thought Randy Gregory, for his first game back, had a positive impact and can be a big-time positive impact come playoff time.
I said his name a couple of times, and not in a bad way, so he must have done something. I had a big laugh. I saw him at the complex in the cafeteria on Thursday, which was their Wednesday. And I said, hey, how you doing? He said, I'm good. How are you? Oh, good. I said, how was practice today? Oh, he said, it was good. He said, I went out there and ran around, and then I threw up. And then after that, I was really good. And so, okay. And, now it'll be interesting to see next week and then into the playoffs because he's certainly got fresh legs. Now he's put the pads on. He remembers a little muscle memory about what it's like to play football. It won't hurt him. It won't hurt him, that's for sure.
The voice of the Cowboys, Brad Sham, joining us in the Cowboys post-game show. Brad, early in the game, the Lions offense, they were running a lot of inside traps and counters to the inside, and they were getting a ton of positive yards. A ton. I had to look up. We looked up in the press box and said, where's this Zinner guy from?
South Dakota State.
Yeah, said, who is this guy?
Who's this John Riggins lookalike?
I said Frank Gifford.
Okay.
You've been around this league long enough. I played this league a little while, and we know it's a copycat league. Can you see other teams going forward saying that we got to run the ball up the middle of this Cowboy defense?
I would say two things. One, I'm astounded and have been from about week 2 that no one has, and they didn't do it either. Just come out and just run it. Just run it. I've asked Marinelli, are you surprised people don't come out and just try to run it down your throat? And he said, yeah. It's not the league now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's not the league. The Cowboys and maybe the Titans are the only teams that run more than they throw, and I'm not sure about Tennessee. And so 3rd and 1's a passing down, and teams just don't want to do that. I would against this team. Now, having said that, some of what the immortal Zach Zetter was doing in the first quarter of the game particularly had to do with the exact things that Lee was so upset about, including at himself, which is wrong gaps, wrong angles, sloppy discipline, and so he is not going to look like John Riggins or Frank Gifford if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and in fact the rest of the game he didn't.
One thing that's become really frustrating to watch with this Cowboy team as of late, the penalties.
Mm-hmm.
They've been racking up a ton of penalties in very opportune times, unopportune times in the game that pushes them back, get them out of the field goal range, make it 3rd and long. Is that something that Jason is addressing to them, or because it's been a habitual thing the last 5 or 6 games for this team?
Yeah, certainly I would say going back to Minnesota particularly, and they address it all the time. Some of them, things don't get called the same from one crew to the next.
Yeah.
So there's a few things that have happened. In one crew, the same thing could happen the next week, and it wouldn't happen. But they have come at very inopportune times. Several holdings on punt returns, the holding calls that are really marginal, but you have to know what you can get away with in the offensive line. And sure, Sure, of course it's a concern. I would say the other team has hurt itself, whoever the other team happened to be, a good percentage of the time with penalties too. But if you want to play in the last game of the year, and if you want to win that game, then you're going to have to minimize that stuff. And most of the year they haven't done it. But I think you're right, Jess. I think the last month it's been something that, as the coaches like to say, they need to clean up.
Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Brad. Have a great week in Philly.
Short work.
Yes, sir.
Short week, I mean. Here we go.
42-21, Cowboys win. There he is, voice of the Cowboys, Brad Sham. And we need to pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Dallas Cowboys radio network.
This is the exclusive home of Dallas Cowboys football. KRLD FM and HD1, Dallas, Fort Worth. Let's go, Cowboys.
Okay, when we come back, Tyron Smith, Anthony Brown, Ryan Davis, Terrell McClain amongst the players injured, dinged up in tonight's Cowboys victory. Mickey Spagnola is going to sit down with us here at the Miller Lite Club, and we'll find out more about those stories and more. Dallas Cowboys football will continue in a moment.
The whistle of the ball as it spirals towards the end zone. The harmonious roar of excitement from the stands as if to say, this is our team, this is our game, this is our Super Bowl, and we're taking it. 273 yards, 4 touchdowns, January 28th, 1996. We remember. Do you? For moments you want to relive again and again, come to CSD Framing in Carrollton, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Whether it's your favorite photo, jersey, or pigskin, we frame it all custom and in-house. CSD, we get your frame of mind.
At Elephant Auto Insurance, we like to reward our customers with more than just peanuts. That's why we're introducing tons of discounts that just about anyone can qualify for. Discounts for responsible drivers, multi-car discounts, discounts for homeowners, discounts for renters, early shopping discounts, online quote discounts, good student discount. I could do this all day. Pay in full discounts.
More care, less cost.
Discounts.
See the elephant difference at elephant.com.
Ashley Home Store, carrying the #1 furniture brand in America, along with the Dallas Cowboys, proudly supports a Hope to Dream charity, helping to change deserving children's lives with a new bed and the chance for a good night's sleep so they can get the rest they need to lead better, more productive lives. Every mattress purchased at Ashley helps make a difference in a child's life. For more information, contact HopeToDream.com.
Blue 42!
When you listen to the Cowboys game.
Blue 42! Set hunt!
Like you're in the Cowboys game. Revel Audio and the all-new Lincoln Continental. It immerses you in every note of music and every Cowboys game like you're on the field. That's Continental. And this is Lincoln, the official luxury vehicle of your Dallas Cowboys.
Hey Cowboys fans, this is Dan Bailey. I'm a busy man during the football season. I could be kicking field goals in New York on Sunday, then back in Dallas training on Monday. No matter what city I'm in, I always make sure to drink my Bigelow tea. In fact, Bigelow teas are all over our facility and are a part of our daily routine. From the hand-picked teas to carefully selected ingredients, all protected in their signature foil pouch because flavor matters. The Bigelow family knows we deserve more. So Dallas, pick up a mug, join me, and be proud to drink Bigelow tea.
The Dallas Cowboys, America's team, home of the Hail Mary, world champions, and some of the greatest fans in the world. At MyFlakes.com, we get it. For you, Cowboys football isn't just a season, it's a way of life. So sport your true blue pride on your car or truck with a MyFlakes.com team license plate. Go to MyFlakes.com today, choose an official Dallas Cowboys plate, create your message, and save up to 40% with a personalized 5-year term commitment. How about them Cowboys?
MyFlakes.com. Want the very best real estate experience? Choose the real estate company with over 77 years of experience in the DFW real estate market. Century 21 Judge Fight is the official real estate company of the Dallas Cowboys and will provide you the same level of expertise we offer the team. No matter what you need, our one-stop, full-service real estate company can help. Call Century 21 Judge Fight today at 800-799-9410 or visit century21judgefight.com.
Gleaming floors and pristine restrooms, the sign of a well-run facility? With Pollock, janitorial supply is solved. Could always having toner, sticky notes, and coffee make your office more productive? With Pollock, workplace efficiency is solved. Want to get more products on every pallet? With Pollock, smarter packaging is solved. Anything you need, where you need it, when you need it. Count on it. Pollock is where salt happens. Call 1-800-843-7320 or visit Pollock.com.
For more than 30 years, the Dallas-based law firm of Bell Nunnally has been casting a big shadow for its clients. As a full-service business law firm with more than 55 award-winning attorneys, Bell Nunnally is proud to include commercial litigation, mergers and acquisitions, real estate, intellectual property, and white-collar criminal defense in its extensive list of practices. Go to bellnunnally.com or call 214-740-1400. Think big. Talk to Bell Nunnally today.
What's the secret to the perfect steak? At Pappas Brothers Steakhouse, our secret is keeping everything in-house. We hire full-time butchers to trim our primal cuts of beef, giving you the perfect portion. Our in-house dry aging process really sets our steaks apart. We place our meat in a humidity-controlled room so we can monitor the entire process. Then we cook our steaks to perfection with just a bit of salt, pepper, and butter. The final product is a perfect steak. Join us at Pappas Brothers Steakhouse, a proud supporter of the Dallas Cowboys.
The KNC Masterpiece, weeknights on 105.3 The Fan.
Empty gun on 3rd and 14 for Dallas on the game's first possession at the Detroit 21. They're coming right to left. 3rd and long, snap to Prescott, deep to the middle, caught in the end zone, Butler to the post, touchdown on 3rd and 14.
Oh, that was real pretty. Got the party started, and the Cowboys win 42-21 against the Lions. It was nervous time for a while because Detroit scored the first 3 times they had the football. They led 21-14, but then Sean Lee had a sideline speech, a rant. He motivated the guys. He fired them up, and they pitched a shutout from that point forward, and the Cowboys offense scored 28 unanswered to win 42-21 the final. Mickey Spagnola's going to sit down, give us the stories of the game, give us the injured players and what we can look forward to here in this week of preparation. Segment's brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Gearing up for the playoffs, are you? Academy has everything you need to get ready for what's sure to be an amazing postseason. Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys. Good evening, Mick.
It was more like a come-to-Jesus meeting with the defense when he pulled him aside. Benson Mayo had told me, I said, well, what did he say? He said, well, it was a lot of beep, 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 beep. He goes, as a matter of fact, a lot of beeping went on. So you go ahead and fill in the blanks however you choose. Sean Lee said, I'm glad that there wasn't anybody transcribing what I was saying. So cool. Kind of got into them. But here's my understanding of what was going on. And they were getting caught on this one little kind of formation they were using with the tight end going in motion behind the line. Barry Church was trying to explain it to me. And then they were handing off. And the linemen were going with the motion, and they ended up like 2 guys in one gap, and they weren't staying with their gap integrity. And then the All-American Zenner, I had to look up. I said, "Where did this guy come from?"
We did the same
South
thing.
Dakota State.
We did the same
serious? And it's like, you heard about all their other guys, and it's like Zenner. They had 5 touchdowns rushing going into this game, and he ended up with 2 or 3? No, 2, right? 2.
On the first drive, he had 38 yards and a touchdown.
Yes,
that was his best game of his career.
And so they were starting to chase, and they weren't staying, and so they finally got that straightened out. And then, on top of that, and I heard Brad talking about them, kind of running up the middle on them. Well, no Terrell McClain. Mm-hmm. He goes out with a sprained ankle.
How bad is that?
Well, we'll find out tomorrow, but he couldn't come back and play, so that's bad. They already didn't have Cedric to work in there on the rotation at defensive tackle. They tried moving Jack Crawford inside instead of playing him outside. Then he went and played outside. Randy Gregory was supposed to be a 3rd down pass rusher. All of a sudden, he's playing every play for a while there and having to play the run, which he certainly wasn't ready for, although he got the one at the end. So they start, and then they lose Ryan Davis also, by the way. So they started with 7 defensive linemen after Lawrence, Tyrone Crawford, and Cedric Thornton were inactive because of injuries going into the game. And then they lose 3 more. They're down to 4 guys at the end. That was it. Wow. So one of the things they did to compensate for that is to play a lot of that 3-man front. And actually, that started working. That was the downfall, I thought, of the Detroit Lions, because they were rushing 3. They were filling the gaps with the 2 linebackers, and then they were playing coverage behind all that. And somehow, some way, they were doing a better job of putting pressure on Stafford with a 3-man line than they were with a 4-man line. I don't know if they confused their blocking or what, but on the sack the sack fumble that Irving had, it was a 3-man line. And he just did a little spin inside, and they double-teamed the nose tackle, and he had a free run at Stafford. So to me, while they scored 42 points, and that's the beauty of the game, the defense, after 3 consecutive possessions of touchdowns to start the game, shut them down 8 consecutive possessions and had 2 turnovers in there, missed field goals, and then the rest were all punts. So they finally got it together and shut down when, and I heard you guys say it, I thought first one to 50 was going to win the way it started off. So, a good job by the defense, got a couple more takeaways, got 3 sacks. And that's kind of been the story other than those first 3 possessions. I think the second half they ended up with 118 yards total offense the second half. After they almost had 200 in the first half.
Give us a rundown of all the guys who got injured tonight.
Terrell McClain went out with the sprained ankle. Ryan Davis, I believe it was a knee. Even Randy Gregory, those last couple possessions he was missing, he tweaked his oblique. So he said, we'll see tomorrow. So you lose those 3 guys. Tyron Smith irritated the knee that had been bothering him, one of the reasons why he hadn't been practicing as a full-time basis the last, 2 or 3 weeks. I saw him afterwards. On the sideline, he was standing, and he had his knee wrapped. They had ice on it. In the locker room, he seemed to be moving okay. We'll see where that one goes. I would imagine if they can just kind of grit their teeth and say, you know what, Tyron, we got a bye coming up after Philly. Maybe we sit you there. But if you're going to play your quarterbacks, a full game of Emmett Cleary could be, just think when they put him in, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Witten was his co-pilot right on his hip every play to make sure nothing, drastic happened. So
Anthony Brown,
concussion protocol.
Okay.
And they lost him. So now you had to move Skandrick out the left corner. You had to take Byron Jones from safety, put him in the slot, and then you're playing Church and Wilcox back there. And then when they go to their dime defense, they had to bring in Heath and move Church up front, almost like the third linebacker. They bring in Damian Wilson, who played awfully well, I thought, again. They had to do a lot of juggling on defense just to get through this game, but juggled up, and it worked. It worked better than how they started.
Would you play any Tony next week?
Am I playing Tony with Emmett Cleary at left tackle?
No.
Okay. I don't know if I want to play
You're
Dak.
Playing Dak.
Maybe we just put Sanchez out there.
Forfeit.
I mean, I think
it's called the NFL.
Dak's point is the more I play, the better I get, the more I learned. So I think you got to go a half at least.
Yeah.
And just say, because what you want is you don't want to waste a week of practice. You know how colleges think getting to a bowl game is the most important thing because you get another month of practice?
Yeah.
Well, you get another week of practice, and if you get these guys practicing for another week, maybe you keep your edge. Maybe you stay with your consistency that they've played with throughout this entire season. They haven't thrown a clunker in yet. No sense throwing a clunker in Game 16. So,
well, especially if you have a quarterback that's showing such a sharp learning curve. Like every time he goes out, he can see something and correct it. Like the back shoulder fade now. It's working so well with Dez.
And he's throwing it accurately.
Yeah.
And he's reading it when the safety, because sometimes the safety's kind of edging over there, and he was talking about how they tried to disguise it. He goes, but they were still at the hash mark. And he goes, and then the guy was just edging over there. He said they were trying to fake me out that it was double coverage when it wasn't truly double coverage. He said, so when I finally saw what they were doing, it was like, okay, if I throw the back shoulder and make sure the ball's on the sideline part of it, the safety can't get there and break that one up. So, and I'll just give Dez a chance to go up and catch the ball. He said he missed 2 plays before he threw the first touchdown pass to Dez, and he goes, they reminded him of what the safety was doing. So, yeah, he's learning, and guy is so accurate. I mean, it's like, seriously, I bet you would hate to play darts against the guy, right?
The one pass to T-Will, that was about a 20-something yard, kind of just lofted perfectly over, right in stride. Not many NFL quarterbacks make that pass look that easy.
Or read the one to Butler down the seam there where the safety kind of jumped up on the route and didn't fade back with him, and the other guys in the back were all occupied. And Butler makes a hell of a catch, right?
Yeah.
And you think back to last week, and it's like, well, why did you drop that one in the end zone? It was easier, and I mean, it was behind him, but he could have caught it. But he makes a heck of a catch in the end zone, and yeah, they go on and score 42 points. But again, I just thought the difference in the game became what the defense did down the stretch.
So Randy Gregory is available for?
I don't know that.
Okay.
He said we'll find out when I wake up in the morning.
What about I guess you're asking about the NFL. The NFL.
Oh, I thought you meant the injury.
Oh, yeah, I meant the NFL.
Yeah, well, I've been told 2 games for sure, and then let's see. So he should have another game and finish the regular season, and then I don't know if they have to have another talk with the NFL about the playoffs or not. So
the Cowboys asked the NFL, we got a guy that's about to miss an entire year, or
they just wait. They just wait to hear. I mean, they don't.
Really?
They don't. You don't want to call them and ask. You might wake them up, right? It's like, we forgot to suspend that guy, right? So just
where's the papers at? They missed the file.
You just wait to hear from them. Don't bring up anything you don't need to. But they got. And to get Randy Gregory on the 53, they had to they cut a defensive lineman, Zach Moore. Now, not that he was any great shakes. He was just off the practice squad, but it was a healthy body. So one of the things, when you guys asked me my keys this evening, I gave you 2. Well, the third one was no more injuries, and then they got more injuries, and it's a good thing they got the bye, and and so it prevents you from resting a lot of guys defensively. I mean, you only have like 22, 23, 24 guys that play defense. You had 3 basically starters, or a rotation guy and 2 starters missing, and then you lose 3 more guys. And it's like, oh, how many more? You got nobody to rest. Who's going to go in and play? They got a tough decision on how to manage this last game and try to be healthy. Sean Lee goes, well, we have a bye, so, we can rest up then. So we'll see how they end up playing it.
All right, Mick. Well, good to hear your insights, and we will catch up with you in the morning.
And they did rest Zeke, by the way. He got a quarter off.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that was good.
Didn't help him with the rookie rushing record, but I'm sure he's not worried about that at this point. He's a little too far behind. He'd need 200 yards next week, I think. 170, 180.
About 175 or 178.
Yeah, that'll
like
take
that.
4 quarters of playing. Yeah. There's no sense doing that. And he's already got the rookie rushing record for touchdowns. He's got the team rookie record for touchdowns now. And did you guys catch Emmett standing up with his 2-1?
Oh, yes, that was very cool.
And then Zeke came out of the locker room with his Christmas present Dak came out of his locker room with his Christmas present from Zeke.
The chain?
It was a silver chain. It looked like it was diamond studded, and it was 214.
I'm gonna go with platinum on that one.
Very cool.
I think
platinum?
It's platinum. We'll go with platinum.
I don't know enough about jewelry. I never had anything that heavy hanging on my neck.
Sure looks cool though.
Kubrick zirconia in there.
It was sparkling. That's all I know.
Yeah, Zeke got 2 of them made. He got one that says they both say 214. But Zeke's 2-1 is in blue diamonds, and the 4 is in white diamonds, and then Dak's 2-1 is in white diamonds, and then the 4 is in blue diamonds.
Oh, isn't that cute?
So it's kind of like,
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
They have such disposable income.
Well, and such an awesome future for the Cowboys.
Yes,
very
absolutely.
Awesome.
And they're having a good time. And finally, after all these years, I finally got to see Dez throw a pass.
Yeah.
He's got the second best arm on the team. Maybe the third now. Dak's arm pretty good.
Yeah.
but you ought to see him when he warms up. It's amazing.
All right, Mick, appreciate
you
as always. Have a good one. We'll catch up with you in the morning.
Absolutely. See you guys.
There he is, Mickey Spagnola, as the Cowboys win 42-21, and it is now time for your phone calls. A couple of lines are open at 877-881-1053. Here are amongst the topics we could discuss. Are you with Mike Bassick down here, who believes Dak has arrived and will be in the class of elite quarterbacks for his NFL career? How much do you care about the Cowboys going for 14 wins next week? It would be a first for the franchise to get to 14. Is that important for you? Do you like the rust? Do you like the rest? How about Randy Gregory? He's back. And he's probably facing another long suspension, but he can help while he's here. I know people have thoughts on him as well. So, or wherever you want to take it. Is this team playoff ready? Anything else you want to see to be sure you're walking crotch first into that postseason? Gavin Dawson, Jesse Holley, and Mike Bassick. The number's 877-881-1053. You're listening to the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
At the University of North Texas, 37,000 students from around the world fulfill their dreams and transform their lives through education and opportunity. UNT has been ranked a Tier 1 research university by the Carnegie Classification and named one of America's 100 best college buys for 20 straight years. Get the best education in Texas in the best college town in Texas. Find us online at unt.edu. Discover why UNT is the university for you. The University of North Texas, established 1890.
Through life's ups and downs and for all the journeys ahead, you know what to bring. The car you can count on. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas. Through it all.
Hi, I'm Charles Haley, the only pro football player to win 5 rings. When I was on the football field, I hit quarterbacks like a ton of brick, but not just any old brick. I hit them like Acme brick, the strongest, toughest brick around, the one with a 100-year guarantee to keep looking beautiful. Acme brick is a lot like me, because I still look beautiful too. To get Acme brick quality, look for the Acme name.
We sleep, breathe, and now scratch football. Play the Dallas Cowboys scratch ticket from the Texas Lottery today for your chance to win up to $100,000 instantly and enter promotional drawings for a chance to win a Cowboys VIP suite experience, training camp package, a draft day package, season tickets, and much more.
Thank you for supporting Texas education and veterans. The Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas Cowboys logo are registered trademarks of Dallas Cowboys Football Club Limited and are used under license. All rights reserved. For detailed game odds and information, visit txlottery.org or call 1-800-37-LOTTO. Must be 18 or older to purchase a ticket or to enter a promotional second chance drawing. Play responsibly.
Hi, I'm Tito Beverage, founder and master distiller of Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka. I believe in the craft process of distilling in batches using old-fashioned pot stills, and that's the way we still make Tito's Handmade Vodka today. We even won the World Spirits Competition, double gold, unanimous judge's choice. Tito's Handmade Vodka is made from 100% corn, so it's naturally gluten-free. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, 5th Generation Inc., distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas.
When an injury keeps you from being active, you want one place that has the expertise to care for all your orthopedic needs. As the largest not-for-profit healthcare system in Texas, Baylor Scott & White Health is ready to care for you as a whole person. From athletic injuries to arthritis, you'll get personalized care from orthopedic specialists. So no matter where life finds you, today or in years to come, trust that we'll be there to care for you. To find a physician, visit BaylorScottandWhite.com.
What sets senior care centers apart from other rehabilitation and long-term care facilities? Senior Care Centers is committed to excellence in clinical care, providing an environment that feels like home and treasuring people like family. To learn more about our centers throughout Texas, visit seniorcarecentersltc.com or call 972-834-5273. Senior Care Centers is a proud partner of your Dallas Cowboys. Integrity, growth, respect, excellence, wellness. Our values, our commitment.
When the game plan calls for fast, reliable air transportation, America counts on the global leader, Airbus Helicopters. Corporate leaders choose Airbus Helicopters for business travel. Law enforcement and emergency responders choose Airbus Helicopters to save lives. And the Army, Coast Guard, and National Guard choose Airbus Helicopters to keep Americans safe. We're the home team, based in Dallas-Fort Worth, building helicopters here in the U.S. Airbus Helicopters, a game changer in the air.
Being a Longhorn, we all share one thing: pride. Good old Texas pride. And no matter how we show it loud. It ain't there just on game day. It's there Monday, Tuesday, hell, every day. It's an unstoppable force that tears through tackles, obstacles, and more importantly, your veins. It's a badge of honor. So wear it proud.
We are Texas Apparel, the official gear of the Texas Longhorns. Now available at Academy Sports and Outdoors. We are Texas. Wear it proud.
As a 300-foot-tall dino monster, people think all I'm good at is rampaging. But there's more to me than that. Just like Geico. Yeah, they could save you money, but they also have over 75 years of savings and service. So Geico is super good at insurance. And yeah, I like rampaging. But I'm also a huge fan of
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
The Dallas Cowboys Pepsi postgame show continues. Brought to you by AT&T. Mobilizing your world. Pepsi. All for the Cowboys. Caliber Collision. Restoring the rhythm of your life. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. John Deere, the official AG and turf equipment of the Dallas Cowboys. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One Love. The University of North Texas, established 1890, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. And by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys.
Beasley slot right, handoff, Elliott, there he goes, right side, breaking free. This could go 30, right side, 20, 10, to the pylon, touchdown. Like the great big dog, that time, 55 yards for Elliott.
Oh, it was a perfect play call. It was Zeke up the middle to the right as that player was blitzing out of that area. And he got out there to the second level, and there was nobody there but the safety. And Zeke showed once again that he is very, very fast. And it's him and Tyreek Hill of the Chiefs, the only players in the NFL with multiple 50-yard touchdown runs this season, part of a Cowboys 42-21 win over the Lions. And it's time to take your phone calls. What do you think about these Cowboys, about tonight's game, about the playoffs, about playing the guys next week or resting them up? Where do your donations to the Salvation Army go? Wherever a life can be turned right side up, wherever hope's the only thing left. Donate today at SalvationArmyDFW.org. The Salvation Army, doing the most good. It's Gavin Dawson, Mike Bastick, and Jesse Hawley, and we will start the phone calls tonight with Brad in Burleson. Brad, thanks for calling the Cowboys postgame show. What you thinking tonight?
Hey, thanks, Gavin. You bag national right here, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks for listening.
All the time. Hey, listen, the thing that bothers me the most tonight is the love for Randy Gregory. And you know, I mean, we've played all the games prior to this one without him, and we have a player who is immensely selfish enough to jeopardize everything else for the team. And we look at Dak, we look at Zeke, we look at Beasley and Witten and all the other guys that are just in it for the team. And so tonight we see Gregory, who really doesn't make a huge impact, but
Appreciate the call, Brad. We let you go about a minute there. I think that's a pretty good limit, and I think you made your point. And your point is that, you know, he hasn't been as professional as the rest of his teammates. And Jesse, I'd love your thoughts on this whole idea, as how it fits. But I think the Cowboys' need for pass rusher is so big, and then I think their patience with him speaks to his character. They weren't all that patient with Joseph Randle. You know, they were like. But I think Randy Gregory being, you know, the quality of character that he is, or the cool guy that he is, does buy him some time in this equation. What are your thoughts on it?
If you're a Cowboy fan, or if you've been a Cowboy fan for any tenure in the last 25 years, you've dealt with some off-the-field issue with players. And we know that in the National Football League, it's always talent versus tolerance. If the player we're speaking of, said player, is a very talented player and can help the football team in any way, shape, or form, there's going to be a level of tolerance for said player, more so for a guy who couldn't. Now, they see something in Randy Gregory that they like a lot. They went and got him in the second round despite having the issues in college. So they feel, even since college, that they felt that there was something in this kid that they could get out of him. And at this point in time, they're not going to give up on him just yet. That's the way the NFL works. You see it all the time. Michael Floyd from the Arizona Cardinals got a DUI 2 weeks ago, was way above the legal limit. What happens? Gets released. He's talented. Within minutes, within hours, he's picked up on a football team, playing in a football game Saturday night. The talent matters in the National Football League. If you have the talent, Leonard Little killed a guy in a car accident. Killed a guy. Talented guy. Got another chance. I mean, the Cowboys and their history and their lineage are littered. Guys with yellow jackets.
Yeah.
Littered with off-the-field issues. So it's going to happen. It's just what it is. If you're talented enough, especially in this organization, not even this organization, every organization, they get talked about the most because they're the Dallas Cowboys, but we can go into every single organization and there's a guy who has some sort of off-the-field issue, whether it be domestic violence, whether it be drugs and alcohol, whether it be something else happening in their lives. If that guy is talented enough, there'll be room on a roster for that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, unless you're like a player who was here last year, Greg Hardy. That's where it's different because.
But it was still if Greg Hardy would have come here and had 15 sacks, guess what?
Yeah.
He would have been here. The problem was he had no more talent left in his tank. And with no more talent left in the tank, there was no need to keep taking that risk.
Yeah, you don't have enough talent in your tank to overcome the baggage that you bring.
If he would have came here and did 12 sacks, if he would have came here and did 10 sacks, I guarantee you he would have been on this roster this year.
I also think a reason Randy Gregory is still on the team is because his baggage doesn't leave a poor taste in your mouth when he walks through the building. You know, maybe his baggage is something that he does away. He doesn't come in and poison your work environment. He doesn't talk to other players and share a bad attitude. He doesn't threaten the coach, as other, character concerns might be. Every character concern's not created equal. But, the other thing about the story is that the Cowboys organization looks at him not as a guy that's intentionally screwing up and putting his team and his teammates in a bad position. They see him as a guy that needs help and needs love and compassion right now, not discipline and being shown the door. And whether you agree with that or disagree with that, I think there is clinical studies that would say the Cowboys are handling this situation right. But if you have other thoughts on it, we'll take them at 877-881-1053.
But talent helps, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Talent. Yeah, it's got to start with talent, and you have to be willing to be helped. Yeah. You can't have a bad attitude when you show up and say, hey, I have baggage, and you're going to deal with it. But, all these situations are different, and I don't have a problem with the way the Cowboys are handling it. It's not costing them anything right now to go ahead and be patient and see if this thing turns out. Let's jump down to line 6, and Brandon is in Grand Prairie with us here on the post-game show. Thanks, Brandon. What's on your mind tonight?
I just want to talk about the impact of Dez Bryant. I feel like a lot of times Dallas fans underestimate what he brings to the table as far as, number one, opening up the run game. Zeke Elliott, number two, the passionate guy that he is, and what he does reminds me so much of Michael Irvin. And I just feel like that we as Dallas fans need to say, yes, we have that man.
All right, Brandon, appreciate the call. It's been a up and down year for Dez Bryant. The injury, the poor games, 3 games with just 1 catch, and a lot of people were saying, man, what's wrong with Dez? But here we are at the end of the year, and it looks like there's nothing wrong with Dez, and there's nothing wrong with the Dak to Dez combo.
No, I mean, I've been trying to be, educating people all year long, and guys were just like, get rid of him. He's a cancer. He's this. He's that. Stop it. Stop it for those who were saying that. Like, this guy is one of the best receivers in all of football. You don't get what he...
A plan like this
Name
with AT&T.
one guy on this roster who makes that catch that he made in the back of the end zone.
There's only one other guy in the entire league that can do it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so that right there, it matters. But
also, to your point, we've had Dave Campo, and he's talked to me, off the record. I can say it because he allowed me to say it, but he's like, I've been around Des Bryant because he was a secondary coach with Des Bryant, and he said, this guy is a big-time team player. He is there for his team. He's like, all the reports that people put out about him being selfish or about himself, he's like, Mike, I'm telling you from being one of his coaches, they are untrue. He ultimately wants to be the best teammate he could possibly be.
But like most superstar athletes, he just wants the ball. You find me an NFL receiver who does not want the football, I'll find you a guy who won't be playing in this league very long.
All right, yeah, probably none of those exist, right?
No, they aren't. They aren't. Listen, I haven't played in 4 years. I still want the rock. I still want it. And pick up basketball and the clock's running down. Mike, who wants the ball? I want the ball. I want the ball. It's what it is.
Mike can throw pretty good. The field's open right now. 5-minute break.
Okay,
let's do it.
Let's go.
We got what a play of the game coming up for you. Gavin Dawson, Jesse Hawley, and Mike Bassick live from the Miller Lite Club on the field level here at AT&T Stadium. We'll come back and do more of your phone calls at 877-881-1053. Dallas Cowboys football will continue in a moment.
Gleaming floors and pristine restrooms, the sign of a well-run facility? With Pollock, janitorial supply is solved. Could always having toner, sticky notes, and coffee make your office more productive? With Pollock, workplace efficiency is solved. Want to get more products on every pallet? With Pollock, smarter packaging is solved. Anything you need, where you need it, when you need it. Count on it. Pollock is where solved happens. Call 1-800-843-7320 or visit pollock.com.
Walk into any Choctaw casino or resort, and we won't just say hello. We'll welcome you to the wow. Look around. See your favorite games next to the newest titles. The top names in entertainment, just steps from delicious dining. Enjoy what you want, when you want. Welcome to the wow. Welcome to Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Find the nearest destination at ChoctawCasinos.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Welcome to the wow.
The holiday season is upon us, and you're likely searching for the best deals on the finest wines, the coolest beer, and the smoothest liquor. No matter what you celebrate next, be sure to stop by your neighborhood Goody Goody. With low prices and incredible selection, our beverage specialist can help you find the right drink for any occasion. Goody Goody. Toast of the town. Discover low prices on all your holiday spirits at one of 14 area Goody Goody locations. Find your nearest store at goodygoody.com. That's goodygoody.com.
When you need help for yourself, your business, or a financial institution, financial services can be a complicated game. You need a team you can trust. Through 40 years in the game, SWBC has coached individuals, businesses, and financial institutions. SWBC provides insurance, mortgages, and more, and assists businesses with employee benefits, insurance, and payroll. Pass the ball to SWBC and let them create a winning game plan for your financial needs. Call 866-923-6403 or visit SWBC.com.
What's the secret to the perfect steak? At Pappas Brothers Steakhouse, our secret is keeping everything in-house. We hire full-time butchers to trim our primal cuts of beef, giving you the perfect portion. Our in-house dry aging process really sets our steaks apart. We place our meat in a humidity-controlled room so we can monitor the entire process. Then we cook our steaks to perfection with just a bit of salt, pepper, and butter. The final product is a perfect steak. Join us at Pappas Brothers Steakhouse, a proud supporter of the Dallas Cowboys.
Ashley Home Store, carrying the #1 furniture brand in America, along with the Dallas Cowboys, proudly supports a Hope to Dream charity, helping to change deserving children's lives with a new bed and the chance for a good night's sleep so they can get the rest they need to lead better, more productive lives. Every mattress purchased at Ashley helps make a difference in a child's life. For more information, contact HopeToDream.com.
Football fans know how critical it is to have the right talent on the field. Your business is no different. Innovative has 20 years of proven success, placing thousands of professionals for managers like you. Our clients love our low-fee programs starting at 10%, quick turnaround for urgent hires, and the ability to payroll and manage talent on your own. For more info, visit gotoinnovative.com. That's G-O2, innovative.com, or call 972-392-1144.
The Cowboys don't take the field without a game plan, and neither should you. When it comes to energy needs, do what the Cowboys do and trust ProStar Energy Services to perform for your business. They offer unbiased independent consultation with centuries of industry experience in markets, both nationally and internationally. Let us draft a strategy to help your business beat the competition with bottom-line savings on your energy bill and custom procurement and utility bill auditing solutions that keep your team focused on winning. To score big for your business, call ProStar today, 817-892-4250.
Wearing glasses with Crizal lenses can make a big difference in your vision. Neither the sandstorms of the Mojave Desert, nor the dust and dirt of a Texas rodeo, nor the glare of the bright lights of Broadway can keep you from having the clearest vision possible. For no glare lenses with great water, dirt, dust, scratch, and smudge resistance, choose Crizal. Live life in the clear. That's C-R-I-Z-A-L. Crizal. Ask for them at your eye care professional.
The Jerry Jones Show, Tuesday mornings at 8:30 on The Fan.
Prescott under center. And there's the reverse to Bryant. He throws a reverse pass to the end zone. Touchdown to Witten. Dez Bryant with a touchdown pass to Jason Witten. I've been waiting for that play. And Witten throws up the X.
Oh, it was so much fun as Dez Bryant caps an amazing game. 4 catches, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns, but also a touchdown thrown. He becomes the first Cowboys player since Danny White in 1985 to have a touchdown passing and receiving in the same game. The What a Play of the game brought to you by Whataburger. Tonight's game between the Lions and Cowboys at AT&T Stadium was presented by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Heck of a play. You ever do anything like that, Jesse, in a college game or something?
Nope.
Ever get an opportunity?
No. I was on the receiving end of like a double pass.
Cool.
So, but no, they you know what? It was letting me throw the football for a touchdown might not have been the best decision by a coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wasn't a very accurate passer.
So, what level of quarterback do you think Dez could have played to? Could he have been a college quarterback?
No.
Okay, so he just has an incredible gun, and he looked pretty good. It was tight spiral there, nice little floater.
Like, Dez is the kind of guy where he's, like, football is his main sport, but he's athletic enough to do a lot of things. Like, even though he can't, we saw him at the Dirk's Hero game, he can't bat.
Right.
But, you know, he can run a fly ball down in the outfield. You know, he could probably run the bases. In basketball, not a really good basketball player, but he's so athletic he can give you 12 to 15 points just off sheer athleticism. He wouldn't be a great quarterback at any level, but he has the ability to throw the ball 70 yards, you know, standing flat-footed.
Yeah, if you're a professional pickpocketer and you pickpocket Dez Bryant's wallet and you didn't know who it was, you're like, oh, crap. You would hope that he has a baseball bat because then he couldn't hurt you. Because if it was his fist, I know he could hurt you. But if it was a baseball bat, I think he could hit you 4 times. You'd be like, so.
Well, what if it was a baseball and he was throwing it at you?
He doesn't, because he grips it in his palm. So he can't throw it. He doesn't know how to grip a baseball to throw it hard.
Probably not, yeah. Well, quite an athlete either way, and it was great to see that play. I thought it was really cool because it looked like he had the option. He took off running hard, and I think he was just waiting to see if the linebacker would stay with Witten or come to him.
Yeah.
And he had a choice, and he made the right choice and made a great throw. It is the Dallas Cowboys postgame show. Gavin Dawson, Jesse Holley, and Mike Bassick here at the Miller Lite Club. Jerry Jones talking with reporters shortly after tonight's game, hinting that Gregory might not be available for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Randy Gregory might not be available for the playoffs, so maybe he knows. Maybe
I feel like Jerry gets tipped off on this. It's kind of like he was tipping us off that Randy Gregory was going to play in week 16. Here it is, game 15. And I was like, I just don't think so. He just tested positive for marijuana 5-6 weeks ago again. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. And it did. And now he's kind of letting us know, yeah, he's playing next week, but playoff time, guys. Let's not write that Randy Gregory's going to be available.
If there's one owner in the National Football League that's kind of tied in, it's Jerry Jones. He's one of the most influential owners, and he's tied in and plugged in with Roger Goodell more than anyone else.
Well, I mean, the NFL is so much about money, and Jerry has helped them make money probably more than any individual. So that would only make sense. Now, as far as Tony Romo, I got the feeling in the ganger that he had in the Cowboys locker room that he essentially spelled out Tony Romo's not going to play next week.
Yeah.
It would take an extreme set of circumstances.
He's hiding that investment, man. He knows that Tony Romo is going to be going in this offseason. He knows it. I think they've had conversation with Tony and said, listen, if I can't start here, let me go somewhere else and start.
Well, what's best case scenario? He goes out and plays great, and now you've restarted a quarterback controversy?
It makes it harder for you to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Knowing, you know what, he does still have it. But he goes out and he plays terribly, and now the value goes away because all you have now is hope, right? You're selling hope to these other teams that, you know what, Tony can still do it. I said he could play for 5 more years, and this guy can still do it. And so the one killer of hope is reality. If he go out there and show that he can't do it, or not even that he can't do it, but if a GM or scouts are looking at him and say, he doesn't have the same zip on his ball anymore. You know what? He's not as quick as he used to be. You know, all the type of things, and that just devalues him more and more and more and more. To whereas if you're able to sell him hope, maybe you get somebody to give you a second-round pick.
Yeah.
But if they go out there and see him that he can't play, they'll go, I'm not giving you a second-round pick.
Man, what if he goes out and can't play and then gets hurt at the end of it?
Yeah. Now you're stuck.
So it totally makes sense. And, I think as well, to give him the benefit of the doubt, you would want to make sure he is healthy for the playoffs just in case you do need him. He would be your best opportunity to keep the thing going. 877-881-1053. Let's go out to line 1 here. Jerry is calling in from Tyler, Texas. Thanks for calling in, Jerry. What you thinking?
Hey, guys, I just want to talk about Dak Prescott real quick. He had 5 incompletions, but if you think about it, I know one time he rolled out and he just threw the ball into the ground because he didn't have anybody. I don't know if that was completion or not. It may have been a penalty on that one. Another time he hit McFadden in the hands, and there was another time Witten was wide open and hit Witten in the shoulder pad. So even on those 5 incompletions, he's still, most of the times on those incompletions, it's not his fault. He's running the ball when he needs to run the ball. He's looking away and checking to the other side of the field to hit Terrence Williams. So just doing a marvelous job. And what bothers me sitting in Cowboys Stadium tonight was the fact that fans up, I was in the nosebleed section, but fans are up there hollering for Tony Romo to come into the game with 4 minutes to go. I mean, let the coaches coach, and then I get in the car and I'm listening to the press conference and I listen to reporters asking Jason Garrett about, will Romo play? Why didn't he play tonight? Will he play next week? Let the coaches coach.
Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate the call. Opens a line for you.
This is the only sport where the backup the backup never gets to play. Like, you could be up by 40, it could be 42-0, and the coach is like, every coach, not just Jason Garrett, is like, no. The starter's playing the rest of the game. It's the only sport where you don't put in the backups to play the trash minutes.
And I think fans, to that point, we don't have any control of anything. We're at the stadium, we pay money and we show up, and our emotions are in the hands and the fates of other people. So our one outlet to express ourselves is to holler at the coach from the seat that we paid $150 for.
Yeah.
So I don't have any problem.
I wanted to see it too as a fan with 4 minutes to go. The game was won, it was over, and I wanted to see standing ovation. Like, this is your last chance to ever see Tony take a snap for the Cowboys.
AT&T? Complete disrespect. If you put Tony Romo in at 4 minutes after going to the fourth quarter, it's complete disrespect. That's complete disrespect to a guy who has been your franchise guy for the last 10, 11,
the cheers
12
of 90,000 people wouldn't sound like disrespect to me, Jesse.
The fans will cheer, but as a person, you're saying, you've delegated me to 4 minutes in the fourth quarter after all I've done. Just leave me over here on the sideline. Don't throw me in there with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Yeah, if you give me a half, give me a half. But don't give me 4 minutes in the fourth quarter after I've been your quarterback and I've done the most for this team for the last 10 plus years.
We just have to see if he can still hand the ball off, man.
Yeah, no, that to me, that's total disrespect to a guy who has given you his heart and soul for 10 plus years.
I can see that. Yeah.
Here's Donnie in Oklahoma City. Thanks for calling into the postgame show, Donnie. What you thinking tonight?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Awesome.
I was going to say, man, I want to give a shout-out to my boy Carr. He really stepped up on defense tonight. And then give a shout-out to Dez Bryant. Easy desert, guys. He did great tonight. And I want to quote the lion from Wizard of Oz. I haven't any courage at all, and all I got to say is, stupid lion, you're never going to have courage when you face Dak and his Cowboys. 42-21. We them boys, Cowboys Nation.
There you go.
It's one of those things where I'm glad he talked about Brandon Carr for a second, because the secondary really had a good game. It was brought up for just a second with Mickey Spagnola, but Byron Jones, the pick by J.J. Wilcox, the secondary had another solid game. And then Anthony Brown went down, and you were able to still do fine.
Yeah, that was great, wasn't it? I mean, Wilcox comes in the game. Byron Jones goes over there to corner, and I don't think the secondary missed all that much.
No. But that goes back to early in the year when they had those injuries in the secondary where guys had to play different positions. Like that, sometimes you benefit from that early in the year so that when you had to come back to it late in the year, guys are more comfortable. It's not a shell-shocking experience when they have to go back there and play a different position.
All right, Gavin Dawson, Jesse Holly, Mike Bassett. Cowboys win 42-21 against the Lions. Had a lot of fun being had today. It was a feed me 214 throw up the X with sauce kind of night. You know what I'm saying? All right, we'll come back and take more of your phone calls. You're listening to the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
Hey, Cowboys fans. Did you know that over the next few years, more than 1 million service members will transition from military to civilian life? Veterans face unique challenges when they get out of the military, and Bank of America and the Dallas Cowboys are teaming up to help with financial education, career opportunities, and support of military nonprofits and organizations locally in North Texas and across the country. We're proud to support our troops and are deeply grateful for the dedication and sacrifice of our service members and veterans. Bank of America, official bank of the Dallas Cowboys, invites you to join us in our efforts to get involved by tagging game day photos on social media using hashtag TroopThanks. That's hashtag TroopThanks. And by learning more about our commitment to veterans at bankofamerica.com/military support. Together, we can thank our troops in ways that make a real difference.
Copyright 2016, Bank of America Corporation.
I went to my first Cowboy football game at the Cotton Bowl when I was 10 years old. I've been a Cowboy fan ever since, in the Super Bowl years and the not-so-good ones. Teamwork is what makes winners. At the law office of Domingo Garcia, we play as a team to win your case. If you have been hurt in a car or truck accident, injured on the job, call the law office of Domingo Garcia and join our winning team. With offices in Dallas, Houston, Austin, Odessa, and Tyler, we can help you in Texas. Call 214-941-8300. 214-941-8300.
Walk into any Choctaw casino or resort, and we won't just say hello. We'll welcome you to the wow. Look around. See your favorite games next to the newest titles. The top names in entertainment, just steps from delicious dining. Enjoy what you want, when you want. Welcome to the wow. Welcome to Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Find the nearest destination at ChoctawCasinos.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Welcome to the wow.
This holiday season, give the official ham and bacon of the Dallas Cowboys. Petit Jean Meats offers Dallas Cowboys branded holiday hams and gift packs, perfect for the ultimate Cowboys fan. Petit Jean Meats has produced quality hickory smoked ham, bacon, and sausage for more than 88 years. Visit pjmeats.com for your Dallas Cowboys ham and gift pack options. Shipping is available nationwide. Petit Jean Meats, official ham and bacon of the Dallas Cowboys at United Supermarkets, United Market Street, and other select grocers.
To work this big land, you need equipment with values rooted as deep in Texas soil as you are. Like John Deere compact tractors with a 6-year powertrain warranty and big features that help you work less so you have more time to do what you love. John Deere was first in the Texas fields, and we're proud to be on the field as the official ag and turf equipment of the Dallas Cowboys. Find Texas-sized deals at myjohndeerdealer.com/football. Terms, conditions, exclusions, and warranty limitations apply. See dealer for details.
Support is everything. Having someone behind you to kind of push you along and to help you along the way means everything. And they're there to really help get you to where you want to go.
You may not know Kevin, but chances are you know a Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas member like him.
Working for Blue Cross has been an unbelievable experience. I feel like I am making a difference. People are not numbers. People are people. And you have to always look back and think, hey, if this was my mother or father or sister or brother, I'd want the best for them. We make sure that people are being cared for in the way that they need to be cared for. It's the right thing to do. And I've been covered by Blue Cross throughout my whole life. The value far exceeds the cost. it really gives you some peace of mind. They're with you through it all.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Dallas Cowboys radio network.
This is the exclusive home of Dallas Cowboys football. KRLD FM and HD1, Dallas, Fort Worth. Let's go, Cowboys.
Snap is back. Four-man rush. There's a deep back shoulder fade to the goal line to Dez. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Dez.
That touchdown there ended the drive of the game, brought to you by Ford. Ford is the best in Texas, part of the Cowboys' 42-21 win against the Detroit Lions. Gavin Dawson, Jesse Hawley, and Mike Bassick. Do you guys want to see him go for 14 next week? Does that matter to you? Like, if you see a bunch of good players holding out, will you be like, man, I really wanted 14, or do you not care at all?
I'm with Jesse, what he said early in this post-game show. I just want to come out of Philadelphia as healthy as possible. That's why I know I'm goofing off about forfeiting, but I won't be upset if we just kneel the ball every time we snap it. But I know it's not going to happen. But I just at the end of that game, I don't care the score. I just need to hear we're healthy.
Okay, how about this topic then? How did you like how much Dak was running around tonight? And he took at least 4 hits. It might have been 5 or 6 where the play was ending with violence.
Yeah, that part I didn't like. And that was the first time tonight we saw that.
Yeah.
Normally he gets down, he gets out of bounds. Tonight we saw a lot more of him being a stand-up runner. Yeah. Him being a daddy on the plays. That part, especially when you're leading in with your shoulders, nah. And I tweeted out, I said, hey, bro, slide. Get down. Let us see another play. We don't need you being Zeke. Be Dak.
It's that competitiveness, maybe. You know, they're down 21-14, I think, as a lot of those plays were coming, and the offense had stalled. I mean, two drives in a row there after they scored touchdowns on their first 2 possessions. They didn't even get a first down.
Yeah, slide. I still want you to slide.
I hear you, man.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
By the way, here's the Des quote on getting the call. He says on Linehan calling that, he says, he called it and I was like, OS. I did not think we were going to call that play.
So much fun. That was our play of the game, the Des Bryant throw to Jason Witten. Okay, what do you guys think at 877-881-1053? The defensive struggles of the first half, I think, are going to be one of the topics as we get into nitpicking over, the week here and starting to look at it, because it did look brutal. But from what we can understand, from what we've been told by multiple sources today, after the Cowboys gave up their 3rd touchdown to go down 21-14, Sean Lee called the defense over on the sideline and really ripped into him and said, I'm just as much as fault as you guys are. And from that point forward, 7 minutes and some change to go in the second quarter, they threw a shutout. So I don't know what you do with that as far as evaluating the defense. Are you bothered or are you inspired by what happened tonight?
To me, honestly, I throw that first half out. I say, you know what, you guys sleptwalk and you came in uninspired. Thank God there's a leader on this football team like Sean Lee, who even in a meaningless game, even when a game that doesn't count, because he could have easily been like, you know what, this game doesn't count. We had nothing to play for. No need for me to go around out here and yell and holler and hoot and all that kind of nonsense. But a guy like Sean Lee is like, listen, I know what it's like not to be able to play all of these games. I know what it's like to miss out on football games. I know that this thing can end at any given moment. So if I'm out here giving everything, God darn it, you guys better give everything. And the Cowboys are blessed and lucky and privileged to have a guy like Sean Lee on their roster who, even in a meaningless game, will step up and stand in front of guys and call for guys to give your absolute best, even if this game doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, and I love that they're playing against a team that it means a lot to. The Detroit Lions are desperate for a win tonight to try to make the playoffs. Last week, Tampa was desperate for a win to try to, make the playoffs. So these weren't teams, you might say after the game's over, oh, they weren't that good because the Cowboys beat up on Detroit but these are teams that are desperately fighting to get into the playoffs, and the Cowboys are pretty much knocking them out of the playoffs.
All right, let's go out to line number 5. It's Lee out there in Midland, Texas. Thanks for calling, Lee. What you thinking tonight?
What am I thinking? How about them Cowboys, guys?
Yes,
wow.
sir.
What a game. Offense clicked. defense started off bad, kind of shaky, but the league got a hold of them, and it was lights out after that. I've never been a big Dez Bryant fan, but he's coming along. He's coming up in my book every game. He's getting a little bit higher.
What are you waiting on? He's been around here for 5 years.
That pass that he made to win. I'm having listened to the game on the radio. I wasn't able to watch it, but my buddy called me and said, "Man, you should have seen that pass." He said, "That was friggin' awesome." And I'm, okay, cool.
You'll see it a bunch, Lee. Thanks for calling. I'm sure the highlights are going to be wearing that clip out.
What is Lee waiting on? Like he said, Dez is what are you waiting on, Lee?
I think part of it is, from your perspective, you understand how difficult it is to excel at the position, not just in the NFL, but at any level. So if Dez has a series of games where he hasn't performed that well, maybe you let it slide, where other people are like, what the heck, this is an elite receiver?
Yeah, but I gave you examples 2 weeks ago of Antonio Brown coming out of a game with 36 yards.
You don't
receiving.
know that Lee heard that.
Well, Lee, Antonio Brown does it. Julio Jones has had games where he's left the game with 16 yards of receiving. Odell Beckham, same thing. Listen, you're not going to have a 100-yard game every single game. Every now and again, if you play enough snaps, think about this. This guy plays almost 90% of the snaps each and every time that he's out there. Every now and again, he's going to drop the ball. He's going to make an incomplete pass. He's going to fall on a route. It's not going to be perfect. But listen, every elite receiver does that. Every elite receiver in this league has one of those games where they're not productive. Every elite receiver comes to the sideline and wants the ball. Antonio Brown does it. Julio Jones does it. Odell Beckham does it. You name a receiver in this league who doesn't come to the sideline and say, hey, I was open. Give me the ball. Put it here. It ain't just a T.O. thing. It's an every receiver thing. You find me one who doesn't do that, and I'll find you one who's not good. I'll find you one who sucks. I'll find you one who I don't want on my football team. So to say that, and I get it, you don't have to be a Dez Bryant fan, but to say that he's kind of growing on you like he's just some guy who just a jag and just another guy.
Like Bryce Butler's growing on me right now.
It's absurd. It's absurd. Yeah. It's nonsense. It drives me freaking crazy because if you don't have a guy like this, it will show. It will show a lot.
And here's another direction to take it to, because I know, Gavin, you've been concerned about the Dez and Dak chemistry. That Dez is only going to possibly be good again on a week-in, week-out basis with Romo. It's happening. Yeah. Like another step in Dak's progression is he is figuring it out with Dez, and just at the right time when it's going to be the most important time. He did it against Tampa with Dez, and now he did it again tonight with Dez. This is really exciting that another step he needed to take, he's taking that next step.
All right, Dez Doubters, 877-881-1053. You've heard from Jesse and Mike. If you still want to bring it and doubt Dez, you're invited to.
Here's another one I want to throw out to everybody calling in. Who do you want to play? Now that you have the bye and you know that New York's in and Green Bay has possibly in, what team are you hoping the Cowboys play in round one?
Oh, wow, that's a great question. Well, I would love for this Detroit team to find a way into the playoffs and then win the wild card game. I think that's the team I would like to face the most.
Right now they're the 6th seed. If it ended all today, they're the 6th seed. You couldn't play Seattle because they're the 3 seed. And then you'd have New York and Green Bay facing off as the 4-5 matchup.
So would you rather face? I would probably rather face New York right now than Green Bay, but I really am not too excited about either one of those matchups.
Yeah, Jesse? Give me Detroit. If it ended today and I got one team to face, Detroit. If they're in, give me Detroit.
I'm with you on that. Let's now, Jesse, say it is. Let's say Seattle wins, so you're facing the winner of Green Bay and New York. Who do you want to play?
New York. I want no parts. This is just me.
He looked insane Saturday.
I want no parts. 0 parts.
I hear you. I'm with
Aaron
you.
Rodgers. I went back and I watched that game early in the year against Green Bay.
Yeah.
And while the Cowboys looked dominant, I saw Aaron Rodgers have so much time to throw the ball, and he was so inaccurate. And it mind-boggled me because I said, this is not the same guy who I thought he lost it. A lot of us thought he was like, Aaron Rodgers got old in front of our eyes. And they kept saying, telling us, relax, we're going to run the table. And if he plays anywhere near the way he's played the last 3 or 4 weeks, with the time that he was given earlier in the year,
going to have to score 35. That's a tough one. But hey, the Cowboys are scary too.
No, they are.
It's just
they are.
It's just you spend a successful year like this, and you would expect in these matchups to be a favorite, and it would feel more like coin flip 50-50 type situation.
But answer your question, Mike. If Green Bay and New York, I'll take New York.
I'd rather face the Giants too. All right, we'll come back, get to the defensive stand of the game, take more of your thoughts. Dallas Cowboys football will continue in a moment.
Texaco wants to reward you for being a fan. Visit the Affinity Rewards program at affinity.com to start earning points towards prizes and experiences with your favorite sports team.
A plan like this.
The more you earn, the more you'll score. Use your points for game tickets, officially licensed gear, autographed merchandise, and unique experiences. Register at affinity.com and start earning points today. That's AFANITY.com to register. See program rules for details.
At Elephant Auto Insurance, we like to reward our customers with more than just peanuts. That's why we're introducing tons of discounts that just about anyone can qualify for. Discounts for responsible drivers, multi-car discounts, discounts for homeowners, discounts for renters, early shopping discounts, online quote discounts, good student discount. I could do this all day. Pay in full discounts.
More care, less cost.
Discounts.
See the elephant difference at elephant.com.
The whistle of the ball as it spirals towards the end zone. The harmonious roar of excitement from the stands as if to say, this is our team. This is our game. This is our Super Bowl, and we're taking it. 273 yards, 4 touchdowns, January 28th, 1996. We remember. Do you? For moments you want to relive again and again, come to CSD Framing in Carrollton, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Whether it's your favorite photo, jersey, or pigskin, we frame it all custom and in-house. CSD, we get your frame of mind.
Blue 42!
When you listen to the Cowboys game.
Blue 42! Zach Buck!
Like you're in the Cowboys game. Revel Audio and the all-new Lincoln Continental. It immerses you in every note of music and every Cowboys game like you're on the field. That's Continental. And this is Lincoln, the official luxury vehicle of your Dallas Cowboys.
Visit the Owner's Box located inside Omni Dallas Hotel featuring an HD laser 18-foot screen. The Owner's Box, Omni Dallas Hotel, the only place to watch the game.
I'm traveling a lot, always have a craving for Whataburger. I had to make a connection in Houston, had about an hour. Whataburger just opened at Terminal B. Boom, I need to have a patty melt. The creamy pepper sauce, Monterey Jack cheese, bread's toasted. Grabbed my patty melt, started rushing it back. By the time I got there, the lady was just closing the door. She sees my bag. She goes, sorry, but if you give me a Whataburger, I'll let you on the plane. And I told her, book me on to the next flight. And I was late for work, but it was worth every bite. I don't think anything tops a patty melt at Whataburger.
The Dallas Cowboys, America's team, home of the Hail Mary, world champions, and some of the greatest fans in the world. At MyPlakes.com, we get it. For you, Cowboys football isn't just a season, it's a way of life. So sport your true blue pride on your car or truck with a MyPlakes.com team license plate. Go to MyPlakes.com today, choose an official Dallas Cowboys plate, create your message, and save up to 40% with a personalized 5-year term commitment. How about them Cowboys?
MyPlakes.com. This is the Dallas Cowboys Pepsi postgame show, brought to you by
Bigelow Tea. Grab a mug and be proud to be a Bigelow Tea drinker. Elephant Auto Insurance. More care, less cost. Discover the elephant difference at elephant.com. Bill Nunnally. Cast of Big Shadow. Texaco with Techron. Driving performance. Goody Goody. Low prices on fine wine, craft beer, and premium liquor. Goody Goody. Toast of the town. Thomas Alexander and Forrester Attorneys. Fear the Tav. And by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas.
Sean and RJ, mornings on 105.3 The Fan.
Mayo on his right. Stafford pulls it down and runs to his left and reloads and throws it out and intercepted by Wilcox on a deflection at the 40-yard line.
First since week 2 of 2015 for J.J. Wilcox. That's our defensive stop of the game, brought to you by Reliant. Reliant keeps you powered at home, at work, and on the go. that was probably the turning point of the game. At halftime, tied 21. Detroit comes out. They have possession to start the second half. And within very short order, there was an interception that set the Cowboys up to take a lead that they would not relinquish. 42-21 the final tally, 28 unanswered points to end the game for the Cowboys.
You know, one of my funniest plays of the night was early on, and it had J.J. Wilcox as Antoine Bolden, who is a very old guy, but a very strong guy still. And J.J. Wilcox does his things where he's like, okay, running start, run my body into him as hard as I can. And Bolden's like, yeah, I know you did that, but I'm really strong. I'm not going down. And J.J.'s like, crap, but he's still there. He didn't really go anywhere. So he goes back and he hugs him. He's like, I'm going to hug you. I'm not sure how the arm thing works. I'm going to hug you, and somebody else will, like, get you down to the ground.
That was a funny moment, man. It's rare, but it's I think satisfying at times when you can see J.J. Wilcox miss a tackle but still have an opportunity to make good on it. Here's Troy in Missouri down here on line 5. Troy, thanks for calling the Cowboys post-game show. What you thinking tonight?
I was at the game tonight, and I'll be honest, it's been a bit of a heartbreaking season for me because I grew up from when I was about 11 years old watching Tony Romo be the only thing for the franchise. And it's just my opinion that I thought he deserved a shot at some point mid-season to get to see him, and I hope that things go well for him in the off-season. And that leads into my question, which is, why do you guys think that Dak struggles so much against the Giants? And who do you think, honestly, objectively, throwing everything out, is the better quarterback, player of the position right now on the team? Thanks.
Oh, without a doubt, it's Dak Prescott right now because Tony Romo hasn't had the opportunity to play himself back into, the kind of rhythm that he was in 2014. I think the Giants provide so many problems because of their ability to play man and stop the run, and it allows their defensive coordinator to just do all kinds of crazy stuff. Hey, I'm a crazy guy. Yep. I'm gonna manage this game backwards. I'll do whatever I want because if worst case scenario, I still can cover your guys and stop the run.
And Spagnuolo, he's played Jason Garrett for a very long time, and sometimes in this league, you just run into guys who have your number. Sometimes it just happens. You just that guy for whatever reason, you see it sometimes in basketball. I remember watching Kobe playing, and he would say Tony Allen was one of the toughest guys he had to face, whenever he had to play him. It's just some guys just have your number. No matter how good you are, there's sometimes a guy just does something or he knows something about your game and just gets you sometimes. I think that defensive coordinator knows that about Jason Garrett. And like you said, Gavin, they have the ability to line up man-to-man and defend you, and they got a pass rush. They got Sinax Harris in the middle, and they play fast and physical football.
Yeah, I think I want to see Dak play New York again this year. I think because it's probably going to be, he still has to play another week of football and have things play themselves out. But it'll probably be New York at Green Bay, and the Cowboys play the winner of that game. Woo. And I'd like for it to be New York because I know if you put up 21 points, New York can't beat you. I've watched them enough this year. They cannot put up, especially on the road, more than 20 points. That's the magic number against New York. And the magic number against Green Bay might be 36. And so can Dak do that? Yeah, I think the Cowboys and Dak can do that. But Dak's the better quarterback at this point.
Yeah, did Jesse want to disagree with that at all?
Nope.
He can't, yeah. I think it's possible. But if you're making me make a decision on it, I'll leave the odds at single percentiles that Tony could come in and rekindle it just that instantly on adrenaline and desperation. Maybe. Yeah. But we've seen enough of Tony in his 30s to know it's going to take a couple of games.
And I'm sorry, I forgot the caller's name, but to his point, if for some reason Dak had the unfortunate injury that Mariota or Derek Carr had in Week 17, I wouldn't write off the playoffs. I wouldn't write off the Cowboys winning a game or getting to the Super Bowl like I've written off Oakland now. Oakland's finished.
Yeah.
The Cowboys wouldn't be finished. I have no clue what it would look like with Tony Romo in 2016, now 2017 come playoff time, but I wouldn't write it off.
I think that's totally fair. It's Gavin Dawson, Mike Bassick, and Jesse Holley at the Miller Lite Club AT&T Stadium on the field level where we watched the Cowboys beat the Lions 42-21. We got to get to the player of the game. We'll take more of your phone calls and talk about something that Brad Sham wished would have stopped late in the fourth quarter. You're listening to the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
Through life's ups and downs and for all the journeys ahead, you know what to bring. The car you can count on. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas. Through it all.
Here in Dallas, fans know what it means to be great, so they pack the stands to show their team some love. Some decorate with their team colors.
Honey, I painted the house. Nice, huh? Honey.
And others would travel any distance for their team. So American flies to the most international destinations, including 5 cities in Asia, just in case they ever expand the league to, say, Hong Kong. Translation, go Cowboys. The world's greatest flyers fly American, official airline of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey NFL fans, you can win real NFL prizes from Pepsi and Tostitos, but you can also win unreal NFL experiences. Collect codes when you buy Tostitos or Pepsi, and you could win a real football helmet signed by an NFL pro. Or you could win an unreal trip to the 2017 NFL Pro Bowl. You could win real NFL gear just in time for Super Bowl 51. Or you could actually go to Super Bowl 51. So crack open a Pepsi, grab some Tostitos, then enter your codes at PepsiandTostitos.com.
No purchase necessary. Visit PepsiandTostitos.com for details.
As football fans, Raising Cane's believes in rushing quarterbacks. But not our hot, fresh 24-hour marinated chicken. We believe in running out the clock, but never out of our refreshing sweet tea and lemonade. And we believe in supporting the Cowboys with the same passion we have for serving our customers. Because when it comes to Dallas Cowboys football, we go all out. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
We at Elan want to express our thanks to you. We built the Elan VIP Club to give you a convenient chance to enjoy contest prizes and specials in the store and at the pump. To join the Elan VIP Club, text Elan, A-L-O-N, to 444-222. That's Elan, A-L-O-N, to 444-222 for contests and specials. Thanks for having Elan help you along the way. Max 6 messages per month. Message and data rates may apply. Terms and conditions at myelan.com. Text STOP to 444-222 to stop. Text HELP to 444-222 for help.
For nearly 40 years, SWBC Solutions has been teaming up with people, companies, and financial institutions in Texas and across the country. Visit SWBC.com.
All right, go long on 3. Ready? Break! Blue 42! Green 27! Red, 6! Hut, hike! McCrimmon drops back. And... I got it! Ooh, too long.
No matter how it happened, Caliber Collision makes it like it never did. We're America's largest collision repair company and proud partner of America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, restoring the rhythm of your life. Caliber Collision.
Geico brings you endorsements from the backup to the backup punter.
I'm the backup punter to the backup punter. The only time I'm on the field is when I'm headed to the locker room. Do I get high fives? Nope. Sign autographs? Nuh-uh. My jersey? It's never been washed. I'm just a kicker kicking it on the sidelines. But I did score on my car insurance by switching to Geico. They saved me money faster than Coach could say, "Jenkins, you're in." Even though Coach would never say that.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Prescott under center. And there's the reverse to Bryant. He throws a reverse pass to the end zone. Touchdown to Witt. Dez Bryant with a touchdown pass to Jason Witt. I've been waiting for that play. And Witt throws up the X.
Oh, it was awesome. And that is our player of the game, Dez Bryant. Brought to you by Pappa's Brothers Steakhouse, a cut above the rest, offering prime beef, dry-aged in-house, a proud supporter of the Dallas Cowboys. Had 4 catches, 70 yards, and 2 touchdowns receiving, plus the touchdown toss. I mean, other candidates for player of the game, you know, you didn't really have any strong ones. Dak Prescott was highly efficient. He was 15 of 20. 2 touchdowns, no picks, and then 3 touchdowns, my bad. Zeke was great with the 12 carries for 80 yards, but he really wasn't given an opportunity to fill out the box score like he would have needed to. He got quite a bit of rest here tonight, thankfully.
Isn't that interesting that you put up 42 points and the box score doesn't really look exciting for any player?
Yeah.
Dez, player of the game, 4 for 70. Not exciting numbers.
Was it a lot of short fields?
Somewhat short fields, and then just kind of quick big plays that put up the 42 points.
All right. Something we got to talk about here real quick is the wave was going on here at AT&T Stadium, and Brad Sham was asking for it to stop late in the fourth quarter. I get a kick out of listening to him, and babe. I just think they're awesome. But I don't have a problem with the wave. This comes up every couple of years in the world of sports, and I think it's great. If you're at your home stadium and things have gone so well that you can turn one eye towards the fans that are coming around, and when it's your turn to stand up, I think it's fun. You're taunting the other team. We are having so much fun, and we need extracurricular activities because our team whomping you has become boring.
Jesse, what are your thoughts on the wave?
I'm perfectly fine with it. I mean, the fans pay all this money to come to these football games, baseball games, basketball games, whatever sporting event it may be. You know, have at it.
Encourage
it. If you want to do the wave and we're winning, do the wave.
I mean, I think, don't you think American sports fans have become so programmed to just wait for the Jumbotron to tell you to do something, and then you reach up and you try to grab the free envelope of goods that are coming? I mean, or, grab for the free T-shirt or whatever. I think any sort of spontaneous fun from the crowd interacting with the game is awesome. So I salute you guys who did that.
I think they should play the chicken dance if you're up by 21. Everybody has to do the chicken dance.
Hey, let's bid it out. For every touchdown you go up, there is another thing that the fans will do to ridicule you. And there should be a lot of that going on here over the next 4 to 5 years at AT&T Stadium. A golden era of Cowboys football appears to be in the making, doesn't it? 877-881-1053 is the number. Let's go to Alex in Corpus Christi. Thanks for calling the post-game show, Alex. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Hey, speaking of Des Bryant, he's a great player. If I was within 40 yards of the end zone, I'd throw him the ball every time into the end zone. If I'm a cornerback, he's going to catch that ball on me. I'm going to do everything I can to interfere with him catching the ball and taking my chances at the 1 yard line.
Appreciate you, Alex.
Alex, you would not be in the National Football League long if that was your approach. I'm sorry. You won't be in that.
What do you think? League. Get across midfield, go up top the Des 3 times. If it doesn't work, punt it. I mean, how about we wait till we get to the 30, Alex? We'll get to the 30. That way we can kick a field goal if it doesn't work.
My rule was always, anytime you get inside the red zone, at least one of those plays inside the red zone needs to be some sort of ball in the end zone to Des Bryant. But, Alex, if that's your approach to the defensive back, is just to interfere with him every time, you won't be in the league.
I mean, there's a lot of pass interference, though, isn't there? If you're the Cowboys?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
you go up top to Dez, you're either going to get the touchdown.
I loved when Dez did the play where he got the pass interference but caught the ball where he's like, I'm going to hold on this guy's face mask, rip it to the sideline so the guy definitely can't see where the ball is at.
I mean, the guy was grabbing him, so he had to try to get him off and make the play at the same time. That was incredible. Like, the focus from Dez tonight was insane. His first catch of the game to get a first down on like 3rd and 15 was a great snare. I don't know how he made that one.
There really isn't another wide receiver in the NFL who can do I'm going to kind of keep tapping the ball to keep it alive while staying in bounds and then be able to grab the ball. Like, he's done that multiple times in his career, and as great as Antonio Brown is and Julio Jones and A.J. Green, I mean, you can list some guys that maybe you would want more than Dez. There's a short list, but I don't see him able to kind of control the ball with one hand like that.
But that's the Dez you get when you get Dez involved early in the game. Again, it doesn't have to be big, spectacular plays, but just get him involved, get the ball in his hands. You can tell when Dez is on his game, he has that different bounce in his step. You see him, the shoulders get real high and broad. He's kind of walking with that swag. That's the kind of Dez that I want in the football game, because I know when he's engaged like that, anything is bound to happen in a positive manner for your team.
So he would be one of the players that I would look at next week at halftime as, let's get this guy off the field. We got to make sure he's healthy. Tyron Smith, Sean Lee, Dak, and Zeke. I mean, there's like about a half dozen players or so that I would really be looking for opportunities. And we will find out next week at noon on Sunday exactly what the Cowboys' plan is. Thanks to Tim Collins and Troy Hughes for putting this show together. Thanks to Mike Bassick and Jesse Hawley as well. So coming up next week is noon at Philly. The pregame will start at 9 o'clock. Until then, thank you so much for listening. Cowboys win 42-21, and Dallas Cowboys football will continue in a moment.
Get in the game and go to Albertsons when you're looking for fresh produce. From farm fresh peaches to organic strawberries, Albertsons has every variety you can imagine. If you're looking for convenience, well, we have that too. Fresh cut daily. ready to add to any of your favorite recipes. And if it's that healthy snack for the backpack or lunch bag, we have that too with our fresh grab and goes. So shop where it pays to play. Save 10% off your groceries every Dallas Cowboy game day when you wear your Cowboy jersey. Albertsons, the official supermarket of the Dallas Cowboys.
For more than 30 years, the Dallas-based law firm of Bell Nunnally has been casting a big shadow for its clients. As a full-service business law firm with more than 55 award-winning attorneys, Bell Nunnally is proud to include commercial litigation, mergers and acquisitions, real estate, intellectual property, and white-collar criminal defense in its extensive list of practices. Go to bellnunnally.com or call 214-740-1400. Think big. Talk to Bell Nunnally today.
Hey fans, as the Cowboys look to bring home another victory.
Thrown in the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown.
Crown Royal would like to remind you to bring yourselves home safely. So after enjoying a delicious Crown Royal Regal Apple cocktail, call a cab or catch a ride with a designated driver. Because part of being smooth to the core is being safe. Crown Royal Regal Apple flavored whiskey. Smooth to the core.
35% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2015, The Crown Royal Company, Norwalk, Connecticut. Please drink responsibly.
Wearing glasses with Crizal lenses can make a big difference in your vision. Neither the sandstorms of the Mojave Desert, nor the dust and dirt of a Texas rodeo, nor the glare of the bright lights of Broadway can keep you from having the clearest vision possible. For no-glare lenses with great water, dirt, dust, scratch, and smudge resistance, choose Crizal. Live life in the clear. That's C-R-I-Z-A-L. Crizal. Ask for them at your eye care professional.
The war for talent is as tough as it's ever been. Innovative's proven recruitment methods and experts are here to help. We can design custom solutions to meet any hiring need, large or small. So whether you're a manager trying to build a team on your own, or you're an HR pro looking for a partner who simply gets it, you'll love the innovative difference. Learn more today at gotoinnovative.com. That's G-O, 2, innovative.com, or call 972-392-1144.
Tom Patterson here, founder and CEO of Tommy John, the 21st century men's underwear brand that makes wedgies impossible by combining patented, breathable fabrics with truly innovative design for what can only be described as the perfect fit. And they're backed by our best pair you'll ever wear or it's free guarantee. Tommy John, no adjustment needed.
Experience life-changing comfort with Tommy John men's underwear, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Save 20% on your first order with code COWBOYS at TommyJohn.com now.
Thomas, Alexander, and Forrester. Think differently. Reject boundaries. Win. Thomas, Alexander, and Forrester. Fear the TAF. Visit fearthetaff.com.
This edition of the Dallas Cowboys Pepsi Postgame Show was brought to you by AT&T. Mobilizing your world. Pepsi. All for the Cowboys. Caliber Collision. Restoring the rhythm of your life. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. John Deere, the official AG and turf equipment of the Dallas Cowboys. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One Love. The University of North Texas. Established 1890. Proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. And by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. The postgame show was also brought to you by Bigelow Tea. Grab a mug and be proud to be a Bigelow Tea drinker. Ashley Home Store. Bell Nunnally. Cast a big shadow. Texaco with Techron. Driving performance. Goody. Low prices on fine wine, craft beer, and premium liquor. Goody. Toast of the town. Thomas, Alexander, and Forrester Attorneys. Fear the TAF. And by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. This has been a production of the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
And I'm calling